Ladies and gentlemen, the Montoursville Area High School Warrior Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and gentlemen remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Mr. Larry French, Mr. Tristan Howe, Mr. Fritz Snyder.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to historic Memorial Field here on the beautiful campus of Montoursville Area High School for this week's high school football game of the week, provided by the Web Weekly. Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie Spencer, and we got the band back together. Yes, the most famous person in Montoursville is with me.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Nick Caringi. Nick Caringi is here, yes.
Most famous guy in Montoursville. Yeah. Well, we are happy to be here on this. It's always fun to do games first week of September because it's warm.
It's beautiful out here today. And I'll tell you, the last time we were here, we were doing a football game, and it was a little different. It was kind of, during the pandemic, hit and miss, not many fans, but it's so good to see so many familiar faces and giving a lot of love before the game, COVID style. But excited to see this game between the Montoursville Warriors, 1-0, and the Lewisburg Green Dragons. Did you see the score of that game last week for Lewisburg?
I did, 6-3. I think the bullpen, I think they had a 3-2 lead, and the bullpen coughed it up, and they lost 6-3. It's that's the first thing that Montoursville you notice when you early in the season, you're not looking too far ahead, but you're kind of like, who do we have, and then who do we got next week? And they're like, oh, Lewisburg. And you just don't really know from year to year. And all of a sudden when you hear, did you hear the Lewisburg score was 6-3?
I thought that was a misprint. But
yeah. So, they always say in football the biggest improvement is between week 1 and week 2.
Yep.
So I know they have a lot of new faces on the coaching staff, just trying to get settled in. Montoursville has all the new faces on the offensive and defensive fronts. They have almost a whole new linebacking core, but they have skill players coming out their ears. And Lewisburg is, I think everyone with Montoursville is going to try to pound it and control the ball and keep Montoursville's offense on the sideline, because when they get on the field, they're going to put up points.
They got a lot of weapons. As you said, a lot of guys that were kind of, hey, look, I'm waiting for my turn. I'm waiting for the turn. Now they're going to get an opportunity to do some things. And Lewisburg, traditionally, Mark, over the last couple of years, they've had some solid squads. They've had some great games with this Montoursville team. Numbers is kind of an issue. They don't have a lot of people out for it. And as you know, being a coach, being around the game for a while, it goes in cycles. So new head coach for the Lewisburg Green Dragons, also a new coach here for Montoursville, even though he's been with the program for a while.
It's a new coach and an old coach. Mike Boughton takes over for J.C. Kiefer, but Boughton's been here a long time. He was groomed. This was kind of the transition. Everybody knew it was coming, and the most of the rest of the staff is here. And the football staff is so big, varsity down through junior high.
Yes.
There's always, people who move and people who, but the vast majority of the staff is here. So it's just more of the same here for Montoursville. And I think, is that Kiefer sitting over there?
I think so, yes.
He is sitting over there.
It's good. So maybe we can, pick his brain.
Maybe he's our halftime guest.
He's still coaching, man. Montoursville will kick off.
That was Winslow with the left-footed boot.
Taken by the up man at the 20. He's got a little bit of a running room, and he's tripped up. So nice opening return. That is number 9, Ethan Dominic, and we'll be calling that name a lot. I remember him from last year. He's a great athlete.
I would think.
First and 10, Lewisburg from their own.
Marco makes the first tackle. Again, good field position for Lewisburg. If you're the Green Dragons, whenever you're the underdog, especially on the road, you just have to avoid the disaster. And the longer they can stay in the game and just keep it close, then the better they feel and the better their chances. Montoursville gave up a couple big plays last week to Wellsboro. Blown coverage, an 85-yard run. So it certainly wasn't the steel curtain on the defensive side of the ball.
Lewisburg will look to spread things out on 1st and 10. The quarterback is number 1, Wade Young. Sends a man in motion. Goes with the running back.
Conklin.
And, so as you said, Mark, a lot of new faces on that defensive, kind of the linebacker core, but some names we've seen or heard for a long, long time.
Yeah, I wonder if that's by formation there, the tight end was covered, so the tight end was ineligible. It was kind of an obvious run the way they lined up. I don't know if Montoursville saw that and recognized it or just kind of figured. But it is hard. I don't know. It's hard to kind of, if you want to establish the run game and you've got 3 receivers wide, and it's hard to push people around up front when you have all your people spread all over the field. Now they're double wide each side.
2nd down and 12. Quick tailback give, and again, that's Dominic. He gets back maybe inside of the original line of scrimmage, brings up a 3rd and long.
At this pace, Conklin's going to make about 100 tackles. But so 3rd and 9, and here you go. This is why Montoursville wants to kick, and I didn't pay attention to the coin toss. Did Montoursville defer? Did Lewisburg take the ball?
It's so good to see you, man.
It's been a while.
In the flesh.
But so here you go. Like right now, Lewisburg has to understand a punt is a good play. They have to avoid the strip sack. They have to avoid the interception. Obviously, you don't want to go 3 and out on your first possession, but a punt is much better than a disaster.
5 wide here on 3rd and 9. Good snap. Quarterback drops back, has a man across the middle, picks up the first down into Warrior territory. That is number 21. I got Cam Michaels, and Cam Michaels, he's been around for a while as well.
Well, Blackwell on the tackle, but that's the varsity blues formation. What they call it, the okey doke, when they have 5 wides.
Well done. And all the younger generations, like, what is Mark talking about again? Because I brought that up the other day, man, and no one has seen the movie.
Go find it.
Blue.
Go find it.
Go find it. Yes.
You will never look at your social studies teacher the same. Was it social studies, English? What did she teach?
We're already off track. Here comes running back Dominic, tries to kick it to the outside, and I believe that is number 3, Polizzi. And how's he feeling, by the way?
Well, that's Marco.
Okay.
Rocco only
brother.
plays offense. Marco's the younger brother, plays deep back and wide out. We'll talk about them a lot. I think that was a turn your shoulder up and get 4, and he kept trying to bounce it and turned a 4-yard gain into nothing. So I think that was a kind of a misread. Montoursville got a break there. But we will certainly talk about the Polizzi brothers. Wait till we get to offense to talk about Rocco. But, like, secondarily, Montoursville's got a lot of experience back. Nick Reeder's played a lot. Isaiah Fenner out here, number 1's played a lot. Marco played a lot last year.
Yes.
It's the front 7 that they've got a lot of new faces.
2nd down and 9. Good.
Blown.
Wide open over the top, and that is number 9, Ethan Dominic, who is finally tripped up inside the 10-yard line. Blown coverage, you're right. He was lined up as kind of that sidecar to the right, ran that seam route, and, man, he was wide open.
Now, either they guessed it. I think Montoursville brought both backers. So it may have just been, they guessed right and Montoursville guessed wrong. But Lewisburg, with the passing attack, has certainly, the ability to pick up a 3rd and 9 right out of the gate. You lose yards on 1st down, you got 3rd and 9, you don't even have a sweat going yet, and you're up against it. For them to complete that 3rd down and long and then get the drive going. Great. Now the question is, can they find a running game, because it is tough sledding down here. Montoursville looks like they have matchup issues.
Bunch formation, they'll bring somebody in motion.
That's a penalty.
And we got all kinds of guys moving.
That is an early season, and one of the things you always want your quarterback, when things are going well, don't stop yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to worry about changing up the snap count. Don't make it harder for your guys. You got things going. You want to make it simple, and I don't know if it was because of the motion or a missed cadence or whatever, but shooting themselves in the foot here after an impressive opening drive.
The previous 3 plays, it was good timing, good mojo, good feel. That time, you're right, brought a guy in motion, and everybody didn't know what the heck was going on. So that's a 5-yard penalty. It's 1st and goal, and the ball spotted at the 15-yard line.
So here's my first rhetorical question of the night. How did this team, with these weapons, score 3 points last week?
I don't get it. Blown play. Quarterback's going to try to get to the outside, and he's losing some yards again. It looked like he wanted to hand it off to his kind of tailback, as everybody's kind of pointing fingers, Mark.
Ethan Warner, you're going to hear that name a lot. Number 54, he's inside. Well, Conklin's in the middle, but Warner's at backer. And Caden Frame, who I thought played a really nice game last night. I would say he's probably like the strong, and I think they got Blackwell back deep. They got Polizzi and is Fenner out? Oh, no, Fenner's over here.
3 wide receivers will go to the top of your screen.
Oh, no, Framey's an outside backer.
Good snap. Good timing. He's going to
corner,
try to isolate
out of bounds.
And ran out of real estate. Good coverage that time by Fenner, who kind of pushed him to that sideline, used that as an additional defender.
I like the pattern.
Me too.
The double move to go to the corner, that needs to be timed and thrown quicker. You got to throw it kind of to his back before he gets his head around, simply because you're going to run out of field. And that's what happened. The ball carried out of bounds. Now all of a sudden you start thinking, what kind of kicker do they have? Because if Lewisburg could take the opening drive and get anything, but they're 3rd and 17. You're looking at a 34, 35-yard field goal, and in high school, that is impressive for anyone. So can they get any of it here?
5 wide. Here comes the pressure up
He's
the
open.
middle. And he throws it in the middle, and it is caught, and it's going to be down at the 1. It looked like he stretched for that pylon, but I think, Mark, you probably got a better look at it than I did. But, so that's going to be a 4th down and goal situation at the 1. What do you do here, Coach?
You challenge the spot, I think. That's what I was waiting to see if the arms went up. Yeah, 4th and 1, I think you go for it. The problem is this is not Lewisburg's strength. Their strength so far has been spreading it. They're going to keep it spread. They're going to go quarterback sneak here, and everybody in town knows it.
I like it. And he stacked up right at the line.
He stretched the ball, and they're not going to give it to him. They didn't give it to him.
And tough spot. That's a home spot because just by looking at it, when he did cross, and he's just short.
When you go empty, I know the theory is we're going to make them cover.
Yeah.
But Montoursville's matched man-to-man, so everybody that's not matched up, all those 6 guys in front are staring at the quarterback because he's the only guy that can go anywhere. And they know he's going between the guards. So if you at least have one guy in the backfield, I mean, it'd probably be better to run a jet sweep there than it would be to go empty quarterback sneak. But it doesn't work, and Montoursville here, now watch Rocco go 99.5. Oh, they go fullback. They don't even give him a chance.
Fullback give and that line move.
Boo. Come on, Boughton.
And you know what? If you're scripting plays, I think you got to throw that
I
out
don't like that call.
1st and 10 at the 1-yard line. You got 99 yards to go.
He could be in the record books forever.
Quarterback for Montoursville, number 7, Delana Maddox. And
Maddox Delana.
Yep, I knew that.
Kiefer and I are going to have a conversation here in a minute because I think he's helping call some plays, and I don't like that. Rocco's still deep in the eye.
I formation for Montoursville. Pitch it to Polizzi. And
number 6, Rocco Polizzi, the ball carrier.
Hit right at the line of scrimmage, and good tackle that time by the kid from Lewisburg.
So this is a big play here for both the Montoursville. If Lewisburg could force a 3-and-out, it's really hard to play offense this far back in your own area. But if Lewisburg can force a 3-and-out, not only do they get Montoursville's offense off the field, but they're going to get some really good field position coming back. So an early big play here halfway through the first quarter.
Shotgun formation for Montoursville. Little play fake. Tries to get it out into space, and great tackle right there at the line of scrimmage there by Lewisburg. Tough to see their numbers. And that's number 21, Cam Michaels, and 4th down.
I'll tell you the play there, and I didn't see who did it. They wanted to go the quick slant to Fenner to just get the first down, and they jumped it.
Yes.
Lewisburg jumped it, and Delana did a good job sticking it in his pocket, not throwing a pick 6, because that could have been a disaster. And, the check down ends up getting no yards. But, again, there are sometimes a punt is a very good play. And if he didn't hang on to that ball, he's throwing a touchdown for the wrong team. So a good check down from Delana, who will now punt it.
And decent punt. It just kind of flopped in the air. And great field position here for Lewisburg on their second drive.
So, a really, really good start. I mean, we'll be honest. The word when Montoursville, hung up 42 last week against Wellsboro, and by the way, Wellsboro doesn't suck.
No.
They've got some weapons.
They've had a nice run with all of their sports the last couple of years.
Yes, they are. Wellsboro's going to beat some teams.
Yep.
But so last week, Montoursville hangs up 42, and they see Lewisburg hangs up 3, and the JV kids are thinking, I might get a lot of time tonight. And so far, I know it's only halfway through the first quarter, but the Green Dragons have come out and looked very, very good. And their receivers are big. This is not like the Smurfs of days gone by. Is that a lateral? They're going to blow that incomplete.
Incomplete. It was borderline. And I'm also looking and taking a good hard look at their size on the offensive line. That number 78, and again, unofficial, I'll grab this off of Matt's, but they have him listed at 6'6", 315. That's a big high school kid.
Are you old enough to remember the Smurfs? Absolutely. When the Redskins had those guys running around? Well, you're younger than me. I can't, Caringi here is old enough.
Yeah.
Caringi remembers when Sammy Baugh, that was his first jersey. I think Sonny Jurgensen.
Yep.
He was a hero of his.
Yep. What changed the game for me, Mark, was Super Tempo. When Nintendo went to 8-bit, that changed everything.
Everything.
3 wide receivers to the short side. Quick snap again. Quarterback drops back, has a man over the middle, and it's a little high. Good coverage that time by Polizzi.
I think somebody snuck on it. Was it Conklin? It looks like it was high, but some linebackers, because there was only one receiver backside. So the linebackers kind of snuck underneath it and made him throw it over him. It was almost a good catch, but again, you see that you can just tell the athleticism. Not only do they have size on the outside, but they have athletes. So Montoursville's secondary is it's going to be in for a battle all night.
3rd and 10, empty backfield again. 5 wide. Quarterback going to step back, gets pressure up the middle, and he has nowhere to go. He's going to try to run, but no way. Pick a number. 4, 5 guys in there for Montoursville. Big play. Punting situation for Lewisburg.
Conklin got there first. Shamari cleaned it up. And a good stand from Montoursville's defense.
They needed
as
that.
they'd lost the field position battle.
Yep.
And this time they're certainly not going to start as bad as they did last time.
A gorgeous fall night here in North Central PA. 4:42 in counting here in the opening quarter. Scoreless, Lewisburg in Montoursville.
Does it sound bad on the broadcast if I'm chewing on peanut M&Ms? Can you hear that?
You're okay.
All right, good.
Second
that's
game.
a good punt.
Beautiful. Montoursville's going to let it slide, and it takes
Did it go sideways enough?
Bounce. No, that was close.
Number 88, Zachary Crusher's
Kind of looks like
He
one of
kinda-
those gapped wedges that you just kind of
Yeah.
lean forward and
Listen.
nip it.
See, when it comes to golf, we're very different. If I hit my wedge in the air, I'm happy. You're trying to, like, keep it below the hole and all that stuff. I'm just trying to hit it in the air.
Yep. Spin it back.
Spin it back. The only time I've spun it back is when it's hit a tree.
Yep.
Had you played much this summer?
No, I quit.
I quit.
I wouldn't say I quit. It just, busy summer. Baseball and a
I
little
think-
bit of everything. Fishing gets in the way, I usually say.
Oh, dear God. I think I played 22 holes this summer. They probably weren't pretty. Little jet sweep action here. This is Bukowski, James Bukowski, who is Keith's little brother. Remember Keith? Who
Went to Lycoming,
went to
right?
Lyco.
Yep.
Keith ran up and down the field here for
Okay.
years for Montoursville.
Similar stature. They were both little
Yeah,
guys.
they are
cutting
both.
hard.
None of them are going to play in the low post. Well, they're wrestlers, so whatever. But no, they are not going to take anybody down to the block. But they are quick. And James was actually he was hurt all last year, and then he was nursing a hamstring in preseason. So it's good to have him back. Montoursville now shotgun double motion. They got to call timeout. Are they got to both set? Or are they
they'll
shifting?
set.
Are we shuffling? They just take a timeout.
Good call. And
Early week. It's early in the season right there.
And we're going to step out, take a breather as well. You're listening to the high school football game of the week right here on Web Weekly Live.
Professional Automotive Service Center says good luck.
5. The Fairfield 5 is 35. The Fairfield 5 is 35, and we're celebrating at all 5 locations across Central PA. 5 is 35. We're the Fairfield 5 for fantastic selection and service, and we're way past old enough to drive. The Fairfield 5 is 35. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
And welcome back to Montoursville, Pennsylvania. Jamie Spencer along with Mark Musina.
Little land of 1,000 dances here from the Lewisburg band.
It's good to see bands back again. So last week, you were here.
I was here. Yep.
Montoursville had a home game. I had the lovely opportunity to work with kind of I wouldn't say kids cast because they're high school students, but they were fantastic.
At Hughesville. They do really, really well.
Have you seen their setups?
Yes.
I'm not knocking Caringi stuff here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But they had some really good stuff.
No, they
and
do.
So do we.
They do really, really good stuff. What Hughesville does with their audio visual tech, every school should do.
2nd down and 11. Maddox going to pitch it. The outside, Polizzi looking for a block. Again, good pursuit by that defense of Lewisburg.
Well, and again, whatever the jokes you want to make about a 6-3 football game, obviously defensively they brought it.
True.
They had no breakdowns, or maybe one. A 6-3, I'm assuming a touchdown, a mixed extra point. But they can get after it, and the key with a guy like Polizzi is to stop him before he gets going, because he's so strong and he's so fast, and we'll talk about him, but any team's ability to corral him for 4 quarters is going to be quite a challenge. And last week he had kind of the most ho-hum 4-touchdown, 200-yard game you'll ever see.
Maddox going to pull it back, and he runs out of time. I think he looked at somebody. He was covered, and he took the sacks.
I didn't see anybody open. I think
did
that
not
was
either.
good coverage
Yep.
in the secondary. And the white shirts have come to play. And I think this is a little bucket of cold water here for the Warriors.
I really think so.
After reading the newspaper last week, I don't think they saw this coming.
I'll be honest with you, bud. I didn't see it either. So a punting situation as the quarterback, Maddox, and now
too many guys in the huddle. You
can't
break the huddle with.
Take your time now, 52.
Well, and these are things that, again, early in the season,
week 2, yeah,
they probably had. He was. This is my guess. He was on the punt team last week for whatever reason, whether there was an injury or something, or they decided, listen, this guy's too tired. We'll give him a break. So on punt team, he doesn't have to sprint down the field. And so maybe that happened, or maybe he just didn't realize it was 4th down, and you got to yell punt louder. But either way, you can't break 12 guys out of the huddle, and Montoursville did, and they have spent the whole first quarter back next to their goalpost.
Much better kick this time by Maddox. Hopefully he'll get a nice bounce, and it does. And wisely, Cam gets out of the way, and then it still rolls. It's going to roll all the way to about the 47-yard line. So a good kick by Maddox from his own end zone.
It's funny because you'll hear coaches that say step up and catch it, and if he had, he probably saved 7 or 10 yards, and I get that. Montoursville started the game last week, forced a 3-and-out, and then fumbled the punt, and Wellsboro was already in business and ended up scoring. So, I mean, I've always been a believer, if your defense has done your job and you've forced them to punt and you've gotten off the field, you just want to avoid a disaster. And anytime Lewisburg can take over at their own 47, they'll be happy to do it.
Great crowd here tonight as, well, they try to do that little, kind of verve option type of thing, and Cam just basically had nowhere.
Fisher, nice play off the left end. I think
number 41, Nate Fisher.
Montoursville has a lot of Fisher's a sophomore. Jaden Phillips is a sophomore. Cole Yonkins is a sophomore. I don't know if Cole's in uniform tonight because he had a neck issue.
Is Fenner finally a senior?
He's a senior.
Okay. Jeez, that kid had been calling that number 1 for a long time.
He's a senior.
He's
a good athlete. Made a
athlete.
sensational catch last week. Can get to the hoop a little bit, too.
Yes. Good kid as well, Coach. 2nd down, and we'll call it 11. Michaels up the middle's got a little bit of a burst, gets to the outside, breaks a tackle, gets on that sideline, and he's roughed up out of bounds, but picks up that 1st down mark. Great run.
Once again, I thought he made a mistake trying to bounce it. I thought he bounced it one too many times, but enough of a burst that he got to the edge. And again, I just watch the athletes that they have. I don't know how they don't score. I don't know how last week they did they play it? They played on Saturday, didn't they?
I don't know. And I saw that. I thought it was a misprint. But, yes, they did lose to Shamokin 6-3.
Well, we are almost through. 1:25 here to go in the first quarter. It has been all Lewisburg, except they haven't scored yet. Nothing.
Mojo.
This is a lateral.
And that is kicked out to number 9, and he is still rumbling. And I'll tell you, all kinds of momentum for Lewisburg.
Lewisburg has played well. Blackwell with a touchdown saving tackle. And now Montoursville's got to feel like offensively, they've started 2 drives, one at, inches away from the goal line on the back of their 20. So they need to get to the ball somewhere in midfield where they can, feel comfortable and get some work going. But, Lewisburg, you can't get field position if Lewisburg has the ball all the time.
2 wide receivers to the top. Going to go with Michaels right up the gut. And again, amidst tackle, tries to kick it to the outside. And he is roughed out of bounds. Picks up about 5. Long run.
They are quick. This isn't fluky. And you can see some teams where somebody over pursues or a guy falls down or something. And you're like, oh, a mediocre back makes a nice run. These are not mediocre athletes on this Lewisburg team.
Play action. Quarterback going to roll out. It's looking to throw to someone and just smartly throws it out. And he did have a guy
back of the end zone.
He did.
Is that Owen Ordonez? Is that number 5? Is that who? Or do I have a wrong number? He's standing in the back of the end zone with his palms up, going, dude, my name would be in the paper if you throw it to me.
First touchdown of the year, if I do the math right, correct? If
they
lost last week 6-3.
But let me tell you, when you're quarterback and you got ugly guys chasing you and, you're worried about wetting your pants, it's hard to find guys downfield. You're thinking about your life expectancy here and how much pain you might be in momentarily.
3rd down, and we will call it 5. empty backfield, quick throw to
Nice
the outside.
play, Fenner.
Give me some of that. And hopefully the young man is up. And that's one of those just kind of plays that you knew it was coming. Fenner, he sniffed it out, and that young man, he's hurting, and that's unfortunate. I believe that's number 21, Cam Michaels, one of their studs.
Well, and what Lewisburg thought was Montoursville was going to match man, and they were going to get Michaels into the flat, and he was going to catch it and sprint to the pylon. And either Montoursville had gone zone, and Fenner was sitting in the flat, or Fenner just read it. It's hard to read it coming out of man because you're locked on your receiver. But either way, a big-time play from Fenner. And now if you're Lewisburg, you have to kick this unless you just don't have a kicker because you got to get the lead. You got to try.
You got to get some points on the board, obviously, because that is you played a great first quarter with 53 seconds left to go. And I agree with you. You got to get some points on the board.
The problem is it is
hash?
It is a tough angle.
Yeah.
People forget that in high school football the hash marks are outside the goalpost, whereas like the NFL they line up right with the goalposts. So he's got to draw this back in, and I'd say if you got a kid who can get it that far, you're looking at a 50-50 proposition, and they're going to try.
Yeah, they're going to kick it. And it's also good sight there. Number 21, Cam Michaels, walking off the field on his own.
I'd say he got the wind knocked out of him. That's what I would think.
I got the wind knocked out of me. Got a late substitution, and he's got his hands
The play
up.
clock's not even running yet because of the injury, so they got all kinds of time.
So do the math for me, Guy.
Oh, so we're at like 34 yards.
34, okay. Tough angle, like you said, buddy.
Sorry, and by 34, I mean 24.
Okay. Good snap, good
Yanked
hold,
it.
and that's tough. That is tough. You can just tell that the kicker just did not feel comfortable right there.
It is such a hard. You just kind of, it's when you're on the tee box, you got to get all the bad thoughts out of your head and just make a good swing.
Easier
and
said
kind of
than
live
done.
with what happens.
Yep.
So you just got to kind of pick the near. Instead of trying to poke it and guide it, you just kind of got to line up and drill it.
Yep.
And but it's hard, and that is a hard hash. You would see a lot more pros miss. They used to be wide. Sure. The reason they moved them in, this is back in the day, was they said to give the wide receivers more room. But what they found out it did was it gave teams the ability to run the ball each side because the boundary was so far away. So, anyway, that was like an early 70s thing. And is that Polizzi with Noah?
Just know where to go. Kudos to Lewisburg. Fernandez in there. He's a big kid, too, not listed in your program, Mark. You can't trust Max Preps.
They are not small. That's
No.
what I was even saying. This reminds me a little bit, just eyeball, of the Jersey Shore team last year that was so good because they were big everywhere.
Yes.
Their secondary was going like 185, 190.
15 seconds left in the quarter. It looks like they're going to get one play off here.
Reader in motion. Trips this way.
Quick throw.
Bubble screen. That's Bukowski. And he's
some
got
money
room,
open.
and he's gone.
Yep, he's at the 50. Let's see if he's got enough to the Jets. And look at that young man run. He's at the 10, 5, touchdown, Montoursville, as the quarter comes to an end.
And now, so you're Lewisburg. You have dominated
That's
the first quarter,
feel for him.
and it comes to an end, and now you're going to be down 7-0. What a gut punch that is for the Green Dragons.
Unofficially, Mark, 83 yards.
That's not bad.
Yep, and we do have an injured Lewisburg Green Dragon on this, right at the 35-yard line, so hopefully that young man's okay.
The beauty of that is it's all passing yards because that's the guy who deserves it, right?
Absolutely.
Let's give it to the quarterback for throwing the little bubble screen.
Absolutely. So we were talking about Bowman. He was a Shikellamy kid, correct? Then he went to Susquehanna, and then he might have taught here
He
for
taught
a couple
here for
years.
a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's my question. You can't return kicks in high school football. You can't, they can't block it and run it back or – so can we just play? The guy's down on the other 35-yard line. Can we just kick it while he's laying there? I mean, in practical purposes, you can.
Sure. But what's the hurry?
Well, I guess it could be a bad snap and he could scramble back 70 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not worried about the injured player. Yeah, but unfortunately, that is number 21, Cam Michaels. He's the same guy that was banged up when Fenner hit him. So poor kid's had a long
He's had
night.
a rough quarter.
And I'll tell you, he can play. He can play, and he is definitely out of sorts. So hopefully Cam will be back in there.
Shoulder? Like, what's he?
He definitely got his bell rung when Fenner
be?
came up, and now he's just, poor
Is it
guy.
Stinger? Is it? Yeah, it's
both.
It's tough, but Montoursville, it's kind of the, the team that they have base runners all over the place and can't drive anyone in, and then somebody hits a solo bomb, and all of a sudden you're down 1-0. So Lewisburg has to feel good about the way they played the first quarter.
Absolutely.
The question is, can they keep the confidence?
Yep.
And now that Montoursville had something good happen, does this let them settle in and relax? And do the Warriors now play better just because of the one big play? That's the psychology we'll see over the next 3 quarters.
Well said, my friend. Fenner kicks it through, so we're going to take a quick breather as well. That's the end of the quarter. Montoursville's on top, 7-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week right here on the Web Weekly Live.
Hi, I'm Adam at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie, and we have a lot full brand new Chevrolets and pristine pre-owned vehicles. We've been stocking up on top quality, low mileage, local pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We currently have 175 pre-owned vehicles on the lot in great condition. We have low rates, a great selection, and your trade-in value has never been higher. Stop in today or check us out online at blazealexanderchevy.com, where you'll find the lowest price guaranteed.
Schedule.
And welcome back, Montoursville. Got to give some love this week, Mark, to one of our new sponsors, but they're no new corporation, whatever. But we got to give some love right here to Biters. I'll tell you, Mark, they have everything.
I was going to say.
Furniture, bedding, smart TVs, appliances. A lot of sales going on over there on the Pike in Southside. Check them out, biters.com. Give them a call, 326-2073. Man, I'll tell you what, I purchased a Lazy Boy there 6 years ago. They now call it the Lazy Jamie.
Is that what they do? There is not anyone in our listening area who has not bought something from Biters at some point in their life. And do they still have the multiple locations all over the place?
They're all over, like Cumming County.
Yes, everyone that's just kind of a reminder. But it's, as they get tackled at the 20-yard line, we're still running the ad. Like, how many things come up? Like, we needed a new bed for my son, and my sister-in-law's like, I'll just run over to Biters.
I know.
And how many sentences end with, I'll just run over to Biters?
I know. They got good stuff. So welcome aboard, and long-time family group. Know those guys well. They're good people, and definitely check them out. So that's Biters. Not bad. Not bad. Good job.
Thank you.
So, the Brain Trust.
So this is what I think happened.
Webby sent you a text, and I think it was one of those voice texts, and you had to seriously, it was like
I was
hieroglyphics.
translating it. It was funny. The voice text is, it's good,
It's hard.
but there's a little deciphering when you're done. Not just from Webby, from everyone. Oh, good cut there. There was a hold they got away with. Nice tackle anyway. I think it's Framey runs him down. Framey got held, and he fought through it. So here's what I'm thinking. We must have done. They sent the AD up to listen over our shoulder because they're like, we must be in trouble already. We're 12 minutes into the season. They're already sending the bigwigs to calm us down.
I don't do any of my scheduling. So
Whatever.
No, seriously, I have no say.
Whatever.
No say. So I'll talk to her later about that. Yeah.
All the money you make up there?
Oh, jeez. All right. Second down and 8.
That's your only response? I was waiting for more.
Ethan
That's a
Dominic.
good run.
He's a good athlete. I have him listed here, 5'10", 195. He looks good in those pads, and he's shifty, and he's also very strong.
Well, there was one where he got wide, and he put his foot in the ground and turned his shoulders upfield, even cut back a little bit, and ended up he got every inch that he could there. And now 3rd and 3 is very manageable. Lewisburg's going to take a timeout, and I don't mind this timeout.
I agree.
This is a big drive, and this is a big call. 3rd and 3, you got all kinds of options if you're the coach. Do you want to run it? Do you want to throw it? Do you want to go play action because and run an RPO because your quarterback's obviously athletic enough? But coming back from what just happened to their defense, it is important for Lewisburg right now to put together a drive and pin Montoursville back because Montoursville has not moved the ball except for one huge play.
I agree with you, but we got to kick it to commercial.
Oh,
You
we got to
almost
go?
talked-
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, sorry, it's
Is
okay.
Nick yelling?
Nick, no, not yet. But hey, you're listening to the high school football game of the week.
Fastman's Speed, Agility, and Quickness Camp. This is where we get it done, improving everybody's quick turnover, everybody's agility, everybody in transitional sprints, all ages, all sports. You want it, we got it. Come to Fastmass.
And welcome back to Montoursville. Jamie Spencer along with Mark Musina. 10:54 left to go here in the second quarter. Montoursville's on top 7-0. But I'll tell you, Mark, I agree with you. Lewisburg has really looked pretty good so far.
We're supposed to mention the screens are what they are because we had we didn't even have a camera issue. The camera was fine. We had a support issue that went crashing down. We don't want to blame anyone, but
No.
it wasn't us. And
Ida.
and the
Ida.
camera, yeah, we'll blame Ida. The camera, we're doing the best we can here.
Yes.
But because the camera that was here set up an hour ago is broken because it crashed.
And third down, and that's a tough throw, tough catch. It's going to be incomplete. Fourth down here for Lewisburg, and you got
Are they not punting? Where's?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to.
They have to punt.
They have.
Okay, somebody just ran off the field and took his helmet off.
Yep. That's
You
the
have,
quarterback.
and a lot of times in a situation like this, where you're the underdog and you're on the road and you're playing against a team, a traditional Montoursville team, I would think you should consider this, even at your own end, because you got to stick around long enough. Not tonight. The way Lewisburg's defense has played tonight,
Yep.
and obviously the way it played last week, you'll
one
be
big play.
patient.
Just one big play. That's
Yep.
the only difference.
Oh,
between
and that's a
high snap
disaster.
And that is going to be. Oh, geez, no. That's Ouch. And again, we're not partial by any means. Here's the thing: I feel bad because Lewisburg. Yeah, those are the difference between turning the edge.
Well, that's what we said.
Turtle.
Would they be able to? How would Lewisburg keep their psyche together?
Yep.
And that's not a psyche. That's just a bad snap.
Yep.
That's like a ground ball to short and the kid throws it over the guy's head.
Yep.
It just happens. But a great break for Montoursville, and
Absolutely.
it will look to all the Susquehanna Valley here in a minute. We would assume if Montoursville punches us in, that Montoursville has dominated just like they expected, and
First
that
and
is not
goal.
how it is.
First and goal at the 10-yard line. Maddox sends somebody in motion. Palizzi up the middle. He just runs over a guy, kicks into the end zone. Touchdown, Montoursville. Ouch.
It is. Well, again, we'll talk about Rocco there, but you do not want to be the secondary guy that has to come up and fill a hole.
No.
The linemen have a chance. The linebackers have a chance. You get to the secondary, and you've got number 6 coming at you, and it's going to hurt.
So talk to me about Rocco and his injury last year. He had a great first couple of games, all kinds of yardage, and then what happened?
He had a
Mark?
huge run up Wilsock right away.
Okay.
Huge run up the field. Someone kind of side saddled him and just took him down on it was probably a 30 or 40-yard run,
Gotcha.
and it looked like no big deal.
Okay.
I think he might even just got up and walked off. He didn't lay on the field, and then because we were like, what happened to Rocco? Where's Rocco? And then all of a sudden they're like, a broken collarbone, and it was just one of those fluky. Football, it was nothing. It was just a typical tackle. And again, it was so typical that he walked off.
Yeah,
And
that's tough.
I think he was leading the state in rushing at the time.
He was a stud, and he still is a stud. It's good to see him back. And we're going to step out just for another quick plug. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week right here on Web Weekly Live.
5. The Fairfield 5 is 35. The Fairfield 5 is 35, and we're celebrating at all 5 locations across Central PA. 5 is 35. We're the Fairfield 5 for fantastic selection and service, and we're way past old enough to drive. The Fairfield 5 is 35. Fairfield, for fantastic deals.
Then welcome back to Montoursville, Pennsylvania. Jamie Spencer along with Mark Musina. 14-0 Montoursville finally getting things a-rolling. 10:37 left to go here in the second quarter.
And the difference there early in the first quarter. Oh, do we go with a little pooch? What is going on? He caught it.
No, he did. Oh, man. That was perfect.
Blackwell on the catch.
That was perfect.
Mason Winslow's onside kick for
That was perfect.
That's insane. Winslow's a soccer player, and he's obviously pretty good. He's good track too. He's a little bit quick, but that is ridiculous.
I mean, seriously, that was just perfect. Montoursville's going to take over.
There's quarterbacks who can't throw it that well.
No. And it looks like we got a penalty flag as they're kind of talking things over. Good to see some of the stripes. Obviously, a lot of the guys that you know from the basketball court, they also officiate some football. I got a few
Which are they
hellos.
better? You keep saying how they're better at football and they suck at basketball. Isn't that what you said?
No, but
okay.
no,
Are
they're,
you sure?
they're good guys.
Are you sure? Because I heard
They're
you
good
talk
guys.
about how bad the basketball officiating was. Wasn't that you?
No. I usually play the fifth, and as you know, the older we get, the less we're just kind of a little quieter. So, look, they're having a conversation with just about everybody on the sideline. Who knows what's going on here?
Are they saying, is Montoursville not allowed to catch it in the air? Is that what they're saying? It has to hit the ground?
I don't know the rule. If anybody knows the rule, it would be you.
We're all gonna learn the rule here in a second.
Yeah.
This rule book brought to you by Biters.
Dude, that was well done.
Thank
well
you.
played.
Thank you. Last week we learned this is blindside block.
Okay.
So apparently
Now everybody's talking about it. And
you have to give him a chance to catch it.
I don't get that. What's
okay,
the
yeah.
difference between that and
That
also
seemed,
did it hit the ground?
no, he didn't. He caught it in the air.
Okay. So I think it has to hit the ground.
Wow.
That's the only thing I'm thinking.
I guess. What they call illegal touching? Wait. He pointed. First down Montoursville. I think he just pointed the wrong way.
Yeah.
This is one. I've watched football a long time. I've never seen that.
You know
so
what
this
else?
is deep in the rule book where one of the guys is going. I think I read that once.
Another one, broadcasting last week, an hour and a half, lightning delay.
I know.
That's a new one, too. That was tough. I didn't get home
Yeah.
till about 12:30, way past. You reached out to me last night. I usually turn into a pumpkin at 9
Yeah,
o'clock.
you said that. I texted you. And I did in typical guy fashion. You'd call me. The other day I said, hey, I'll call you tomorrow, and it was like 3 days later. I was like, oh, I forgot to call
bad.
Jamie.
My bad.
So I texted you last night. I thought it was like 8:30, and you said you were asleep.
Yeah. I was decompressing.
So not only it's a
First and
penalty wherever the ball, and then it's a penalty, and then Lewisburg, good run here to start the drive.
And Lewisburg needed that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ethan Dominic, again, 5'10", 5'11", 195, good size, picks up a good 8 yards on first down, brings up second, and we'll call it 2.
So now I'm wondering how long that's been in the play. Is that a new rule?
I don't know.
Because Montoursville obviously practiced it, so Montoursville didn't know it was illegal.
JC's
We're
pretty
going to go
calm.
ask Kiefer.
Kiefer's pretty calm over there.
Well, we're up 14-0, and he's not going to get angry texts from parents. He's just a volunteer now.
He's done. Good for him. And again, we got a late penalty flag. Dominic tries to get to the outside. We'll see where that is. I got to think that's a hold of some sort.
Frame me with the tackle. I got to get my numbers right. Oh,
Is
Braden
that
Brown, 39.
Holding against Lewisburg.
Braden Brown's a good athlete.
Yes.
He's a much better athlete than you. I've told him this story. This is my Braden Brown's a senior basketball player. And last year, because of COVID, he's playing JV. I didn't get to go I only got to go to like 2 games, even though my brother was a coach.
He is
because
a good kid.
There's
Yep.
So my son, who is now a freshman, he comes home from like one of the first open gyms. He goes, Dad, You know who doesn't suck? Braden Brown. I said, really? He said, he's a lot better than you would think. And, he's going to have a good football season. He plays both sides of the ball, a little bit of fullback. I don't think he's playing any tight end, but I think he's playing a little bit of fullback, and he's one of the rotating linebackers.
He's got good size, too.
His sister was a good athlete.
Yep,
His sister was a super good athlete.
Yep. 5 wide here, trying to get that bubble screen across the middle, and there he goes. Dominic kicks it to the outside. It's going to be rustled out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And look at that faithful over there.
They are. Little, those are like the Post-it notes over there.
Post-it notes, construction workers, whatever.
I like it.
I like it a lot, too. And how about that Lewisburg Dragon, too? We'll give them some love. That's beautiful.
I think I'm going to cough to death here on my last peanut M&M. I got all the way through the bag, and now I'm not going to make it.
I'm proud of you. So you milked them very well.
I tried.
First down and 10. Big pickup there for Lewisburg. Again,
but just think how, they were on death's door here. If Montoursville gets that onside kick and they're allowed to keep it, Lewisburg's probably looking to get and run out of the gym. And now all of a sudden they got to drive. They can make this a one-score game around the edge. What a cut, what a run.
That kid, Dominic, he is really, really running the ball well. Picks up another first down. It will be 1st and goal for Lewisburg at the 8-yard line. 9:36 left to go here in the second quarter. Lewisburg trying to get some points, Mark.
One of the things that's bothering me here about this Lewisburg team is I'm guessing a bunch of these kids play basketball.
Yes. We played against Lewisburg last year. It was a very competitive game. Yes.
I don't like it.
Michaels
I like when
around.
Lewisburg has no good basketball
The quarterback, Wade Young, and they've always had good athletes, as you know. First and goal.
Oh, a little toss into the boundary.
Dominic, this time he's hit hard, but he does pick up a couple of yards.
That's a good call. I like that call. People always think, well, why would you run right into the sideline? But, A, you just got to keep them honest, and depending on they flip-flop, Montoursville is going to send their strength to the wide side. So, every now and then you got to throw something out of rhythm just to keep from being predictable. You can't always throw, fastball and a fastball count. So I like the call there from Lewisburg, and they didn't get much. Would they get 3? So they're kind of chugging it, and they're in business here if they can keep on schedule. Montoursville's defense looking for another stop.
Shotgun for Young. This time we're going to give it to the up man, number 31, and he is met close to the goal line. It's going to be short. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, and we will call it 1.
Oh, Yonkin is back in. I knew Yonkin was good. He had an MRI. Something, pinched nerve. I never had a neck injury, but they always talk about stingers, and I don't know what the medical, but sometimes you get stingers, sometimes you get numbness, and there's a lot of just not, and it's kind of tough to diagnose, but he missed last week. They got an MRI. They said everything looks good, so here he is. And he's only a sophomore, and he's going to play a lot on both sides of the ball. Maybe not tonight because he's been out of action for a while, but he's going to get a lot of time.
3rd and goal at the 2. Try to run it up the middle, and again, stingy defense there by Montoursville. Number 39, and we'll see if we can give him some
I think it was Gavin.
Yep. And also Braden Brown in there.
Oh, they gave it to Brown.
Tough kid.
Because it's a lot easier to say Brown than Farquharson, but.
Tough call right here for Lewisburg. Mark, again, remember they went for it 4th and inches, tried to spread it out, did the quarterback sneak, did not work, turnover on downs. Here it's 4th and 2, 7-10 and counting. What does coach draw up here?
I think you've got to go with a play action and try to get them wide. I don't think you can go tackle to tackle again.
Going to go right up the middle, and Dominic's hit, and he reaches forward. Touchdown, Lewisburg. Great individual second effort.
Well, I was wrong. They went tackle to tackle, and he fought. I thought he got stuffed at the line.
He did.
And that 4th and 2 conversion
that's huge.
Keeps Lewisburg alive. And again, if you're the Lewisburg coaching staff, you've just got to keep saying to your guys, we are as good as they are so far.
Yep.
We had one breakdown and we had one disaster on a punt. But we are moving the ball and we can play with these guys. Don't worry about the scoreboard. And again, Montoursville now has got a little bit of flow going. When they took over after the that's a good hold. That's a really good hold. He got it down and he got it through. So
Much better.
Montoursville, a 10-yard touchdown drive, but it was an easy 10 yards, and so we'll see what happens. But this has been much more entertaining than I thought it was going to be.
I agree. With 6:54 left to go here in the second quarter, we're going to bow out just for a quick second, but don't go anywhere, folks. A lot of good football coming back. You're listening to the high school football game of the week.
King Kong is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink. King Kong is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink. King Kong.
Oh man, great energy. King Kong energy
the best drink you can drink.
If you want the energy, King Kong energy drink is the one you're gonna have to choose.
Is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink.
King Kong with Big Snoop Double G.
King Kong and look at this. Family just got a whole order of King Kong in like 5 or 6 cases. My mom loves it, my dad loves it, the whole family, all ages. King Kong and energy drink keeps you going all day.
And welcome back to Montoursville. Jamie Spencer along with Mark Musina. We got ourselves a ball game, Mark. 6:54 left to go here in the second quarter. It is Montoursville 14, Lewisburg 7. But again, kudos to Lewisburg.
It's a good start. It's a good game. By the way, Nick Caringi's over here pounding back these King Kongans. Like, he is just throwing. What do you have, a 12-pack going here so far? That's a good kick.
Great kick. Taken at the 5.
Is that Rocco? It is.
Looks like it is. Paluzzi gets a little lane, and he gets it all the way back to the 35. That kid just looks so smooth.
He's good. Well, I mean, the thing about Rocco is he's so fast and he's so strong. But what he won't get credit for, because you just think he's fast and strong and runs over people, his vision is much better than you would think. And he's not like Barry Sanders shifty, but he is shifty enough, especially through contact. His ability to wiggle off and just get out of the crosshairs makes him strong enough that if you don't really stick a shoulder into him, he's going to run through you, especially if you're a D-back. So that's what makes him so hard to tackle. But when you just see his speed and his strength, you don't the other characteristics kind of get lost.
3 wide receivers will go to the top in the gun. A little misdirection, delay handoff, and nice job by Lewisburg, even though that was an impressive gain right there by Mr. Paluzzi. Nice play. Nice play.
They did. And I like the design. A well-designed play. I thought, like, hey, look at us putting it up on 1st and 10 here, and they came back to Paluzzi. But, the way, and again, the offensive line from Montoursville just doesn't have game experience. Hunter Hanna's the only one. Is he at center now? Is that? So Hunter Hanna is the only returning starter, and it's just,
that's crazy.
Like I told my kid, like, they're going to get better. He's offsides. There's a first down from Montoursville. But, people don't appreciate, and you do as a coach, what you start with is not what you're going to end with.
Oh,
and kids, you got to give them a chance to improve.
Yep.
So I've said the Montoursville line is going to improve with experience. The question is how quickly and how much.
Yep.
But when you've got Paluzzi behind you,
that helps.
You don't have to dominate. You just have to not get beat up.
Amen.
And if you get a stalemate, he'll do the rest.
No, that's well said. Well said. And I would say, Mark, too, even though a lot of new faces, there's so much that you can do in practice. There's nothing like game situations.
You need game reps.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. 4 wide receivers. Bring somebody in motion there. As going to go with a quick throw out to the outside. Trying to get some. That's Bayakowski. And nice tackle. Picks up a nice gain. 9 yards.
Well, they went with the bubble. That's what they took for the touchdown.
They
kind of did the same thing. So Lewisburg got better with it, but Montoursville certainly take 8 on the first down carry. But, just to finish off with Paluzzi, you read, our guy Doc Massey, and he talks about all these high school kids, and he just overflows with superlatives. And there are times that you wonder, can the kid really be that good?
Yeah.
Paluzzi is really that good. I don't know if everybody else is, but Paluzzi is that good.
I'm glad that he is healthy. As going to read option, gives the ball to Palizzi, and he's just pushing white hats all over the place.
I thought he was going to take that one to the house.
Me too.
I had it all timed up for him.
Me
I had
too.
it set up for him, and he missed it. But
Paint the picture.
I mean, the other thing about Montoursville, we haven't even got to Delaney yet. But number 7 can throw the football.
Talk to me about him. Great athlete. UConn next year, correct?
Good, yes.
Baseball-wise?
Good super baseball
Okay.
player. I've always thought he's a really nice kid. I don't know.
He is a good kid.
He was a kid when I would umpire.
And he looks like his mom, thank heavens.
He would hit him out in the playground, and then the next time he'd come up, I would tell him, if you bunt, nobody's looking for it. And he would just laugh, and I'd be like, come on.
Good kid.
Come on, just lay down a bump. But he left-handed swinger, right-handed throw, left-handed swinger. Really, really swings it well. The thing is, he looks like a linebacker. He reminds you of Big Ben, just in the stature.
Kid.
But he is much more mobile than you would think. And he will tuck the ball under and extend drives with first downs, and you will be shocked at how athletic he could play fullback.
I saw his older brother at Monmouth.
Jackson.
Yep. Good family.
He
Known
had
them for a long time.
elbow issues. There's a good cut. Can he get to the side? That's a
great
nice play.
defensive play that time by number 5.
Ordonez. Oh, that's the guy that was standing in the back of the end zone.
Okay.
That is a heck of a play.
It was a great play.
But yeah, his brother, he's played. His brother is one of those freaky dudes who can pitch, play the outfield, and catch.
He is good.
And he told me, he was here, I saw him at the scrimmage at Schick, and he
He's,
told me.
here tonight. Yep,
Jackson's Jackson's here?
Yep.
He told me he wanted to get away from behind the plate, but I don't know. A big lefty swinger, I'd like to see him stay behind the plate.
Yeah, he is a stud. Plenty of time. Swings it on over here to Mr. Palizzi. Tries to cut it up, and again, good solo tackle by some of those Lewisburg guys. They're holding their own.
They are.
That's not easy, bringing down Mr. Palizzi in open field.
Well, you got to be an athlete. You got to be able to run, and you got to be strong, or you don't have a chance. I think he could have gone to Fenner on the slant if he wanted to get it, but it's 4-down territory. He kind of took the safe route. We'll get most of it, and we've got 3rd and 3. Montoursville here with a 14-7 lead and 2:55 to go. Is the score up? Do I need to say the score is up there somewhere?
4-3.
14-7, 3 minutes to go.
This is 4th down, Mark. So it will be 4th and 3. Give it up to Palizzi. Palizzi will get the first down just by himself. He looks a lot bigger compared to everybody else.
He's solid.
He is.
He really, why are they stopping it?
Got a timeout on the field. Looks like Lewisburg's going to take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout with them. You're all out of M&M. See if you can run on down. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week right here on Web Weekly Live.
Timeout, Lewisburg.
Hi, I'm Adam at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie, and we have a lot full brand new Chevrolets and pristine pre-owned vehicles. We've been stocking up on top quality, low mileage, local pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We currently have 175 pre-owned vehicles on the lot in great condition. We have low rates, a great selection, and your trade-in value has never been higher. Stop in today or check us out online at blazealexanderchevy.com, where you'll find the lowest price guaranteed.
Yeah, welcome back to Montoursville. Also got to give a little love to no stranger either. The Roll Normal Insurance Agency. Rennie, he's been with us for a long time. He's a Montoursville staple, Mark. 326-6645 over there on Westminster Drive for all of your insurance needs. I've known Ren for a long time.
You know, we love those good wrestling families. That's what we love.
Amen.
Kids, they're
Speaking
setting
of
their
golf, speaking of golf, Rennie did have a hole-in-one about 3 weeks ago.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
Do you believe it?
I heard about it.
Do you believe it?
He was playing with 3 guys I do not trust, but
all right then.
Okay, but yeah, it's
which
good.
Old man Rennie or young Rennie?
Old man. Old man, pretty cool.
We'll see. We'll see. 1st and 10 Warriors at the 26.
Big pickup there on 4th down. Delana looks over
he
middle,
lost
popped
it
hard.
And he had Fenner up the other seam. He looked off the left side. They blew a coverage, and Fenner was wide open. He came back to the single side and tried to hit Reeder, and he just lost it.
And Maddox took a good shot that time, too, as Fenner's kind of looking at him. I love that. The look. dude.
When you get to the huddle and you're like, dude, I was wide open.
It's like, yeah, I had some guy
Yeah,
6'2",
but the problem is
250 in my face.
The
man.
problem is they come back to the huddle, they're wide open every time. And you're like, well,
Those receivers.
tell the guy that's draped on your back that you're wide open because.
Hey, airplane. You don't see many of them. Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Quick give to the outside and help me out. Oh, no.
That's
There's going to be
Reader.
a penalty.
Number 21, Nick
Reader,
with the carry.
nice throw, but it looks like they're going to get Paluzzi on
Did they
maybe
call
a
it on
hold.
Rocco?
Yeah.
One of the things, we'd mentioned Hunter Hanna earlier, as he was the only
There's a
returning
flag on the play.
offensive line. By the way, you should see him swing the
Illegal
golf club.
block in the
Oh, yeah?
back
For a
against
big
Monty.
lineman, Hunter Hanna has a very pretty golf swing.
Okay.
We were at the Montoursville football tournament. My kid and I are at the driving range, and I was like, hey, look at that
Who's
guy.
that guy?
And he goes,
Well, he's a big
he
man.
just looks at me and goes, Dad, that's Hunter. And I was like, that's Hunter Hanna? Look at him swing. Because, you're on the driving range. you're down the way.
Yeah.
And, he's got a
kid.
really pretty golf swing.
Well,
But
good
the
for
thing
him.
about Hunter as a, you're like, oh, great, you have one returning lineman, you have a captain, you have a guy that can help out. But he's also played every position. So everybody on the line can kind of look to him, and he can steer everybody because he's played guard, he's played tackle, he's
Yep.
played center.
Yep.
So there's nobody up there that he looks and says, hey, I can't help you. So, which is a
You need
lonely
a guy
feeling.
like that.
And
You
you don't
need
want your quarterback doesn't want
guy like
a
that.
lineman looking at another guy and saying, I can't help you. So it is not just having one guy back to kind of anchor him, but a guy who has as much experience and versatility as he has really been a benefit to this team early in the season.
After the penalty is now 2nd and 16. Play action. Lana going to roll out. It's got a man, and it's just kind of a little bit, and we got a late flag. Oh, I don't know. It looks like they're going to call pass interference or a hold, but, geez, that would have been a tough catch, Mark.
Wow. I'm surprised. When you said there's a flag, I looked in the backfield.
Yeah. Pass interference. Oh, geez. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Even if we're rooting for Montoursville, that's a tough one. So that's
Wow.
going to be.
See, Webby's
15.
going to yell at you. You can't say that. I
Yeah, I
can
know.
say that
I know
because
you
my
can.
kid's on the sideline.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But,
It's all right.
it's
Webby
but I'll tell you what, they covered it well. That's what it's hard. You get four guys out in the pattern, you get a back leaking out. Lewisburg had obviously scouted that. They were ready to go. Now, here's the thing. It's not automatic first down. It's 15 yards.
Second down, and
So-
we will call it one. Ball's on
Yes.
the 17-yard line, left hatch.
But
Little-
Montoursville was very happy to have a 2nd and 1.
Let's try something here. Gonna
Oh,
go
that
with
looked
the
busted.
pitch,
That looked
and
busted
it
right
is
from the
busted.
It
It is busted.
Stopped by number 9, Ethan Dominic.
Coaching staff is definitely upset about something. It seemed like the interior lineman kind of blocked one way and another guy walked another way.
Yeah.
And they tried to run to the outside. It wasn't happening.
You could tell when the quarterback kind of double hitches on his pitch. It's but I mean, you're 3rd and 5. You're still extremely manageable, and I would assume that you're in 2-down territory here. Montoursville's not going to try a 38-yard field goal. I would suspect they're not going to try it. So now we're flip-floppy here, and we go trips right, open left.
1:30 and counting here in the second quarter.
Got him.
Beautiful spiral.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Bukowski's going to set like receiving yardage record.
He's efficient.
Every time he catches it, he's in the end
He's
zone.
efficient.
He's coming over and saying, Boughton, just keep giving me the ball. All I do is
Great
score.
throw. Good timing that time. Good presence in the back there. He wasn't rattled, and he just threw a bullet.
Well, and if you can get four guys out in the pattern and you can give the quarterback that much time, it is hard to cover.
True.
And that's a very good design and a good throw, but the offensive line giving him plenty of time to get it off.
Fenner's going to tee it up. Kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So again, with 1:25 left to go here in the second quarter, Montoursville's up 21-7. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Adam at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie, and we have a lot full of brand new Chevrolets and pristine pre-owned vehicles. We've been stocking up on top quality, low mileage, local pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We currently have 175 pre-owned vehicles on the lot in great condition. We have low rates, a great selection, and your trade-in value has never been higher. Stop in today or check us out online at blazealexanderchevy.com, where you'll find the lowest price guaranteed.
Welcome back to Montoursville. Jamie Spencer along with Mark Musina. Web Weekly live. 21-7, Montoursville's on top. But again, that score doesn't really kind of show how this game has been played.
You know, we just saw Adam Alexander in a commercial there. He was a good football
looking
player.
Yeah, I remember. He would have been my kind of same age, and a lot of guys.
I'm going to say class of 98-ish. What year were you?
I was 95. I think he's closer to
you think
96.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe he is.
I'll text him. He never texts me back.
I went over at the end of the quarter, and I told J.C. Kiefer and Dave Myers, who were sitting up here,
Yep.
I was like, I'm not complaining, but Joe Hanna was much more entertaining up here.
I agree.
And that kick's going in the end zone.
Good boot. Good
touchback. People don't know in high school football, if you kick it into the end zone, you can't run it out.
Yep.
It is dead as soon as even if you catch it in there, it is dead. So good kick from Winslow. But Hanna used to yell. He's down on the sidelines now. He used to yell.
A little tame.
He would. I mean, he's yelling at officials.
Yeah.
He's yelling at players. Like
he's great.
He's yelling to other coaches, like to talk to him, forgetting that the coaches can hear him through the headset. He's like yelling from 75 yards away. But there are road games.
Yeah.
When I'd be sitting on the visitor side, you could hear him yelling, "They're holding our ends. They're holding our ends."
Yep.
He's great. And now it's just all boring. It's like church up here. We're just sitting here. You can't hear anything.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Scoob.
Yeah, come on.
I hear
Somebody
you. So,
get fired up.
yeah, again, like you, it's amazing. Hanna, as I told you, he was one of my college roommates at Lycoming College. Haven't seen him in a year, and I see him, nothing's changed. They're like, hey, how you doing? Yep, good to see you, brother. How's the family? 1st and 10.
Uh-oh.
And we got ourselves a first down, trying to rain him down. It's going to pick up the first, 114. That'll stop the clock to move the chains, Mark.
I think Fenner did a good job to fight outside to keep him from going the distance. I thought for a minute he was gone. Did we see who caught that? Lewisburg has one timeout, stopped the clock temporarily. He probably could have got out of bounds, but he didn't. So 1st and 10 at the 36. But Lewisburg has time and has a chance here to answer.
Drops back, has time to throw. And
or you can run it. He's got room.
He's going to try to get to the outside and gets out of bounds. That will stop the clock regardless, because it is a first down. I'll tell you, that quarterback that Lewisburg has, he's pretty good.
Wade is an athlete. Wade is certainly
an
athlete. He's only a junior, too, isn't he?
No way.
I think. I hope he wrestles. You think he's a wrestler, maybe?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out.
No, but right now he can't take a sack. So that's why I was telling him, throw away, stop the clock. But if you can step up, scramble for 15 yards and get out of bounds, that's even better. And Lewisburg on the Montoursville side of the field, and they do have the weapons to make it happen. Here's the empty, 5 wides.
55 seconds left to go. 1st and 10, good snap. Here comes some pressure.
Conklin.
And that time there is nowhere to go for Young.
The issue with 5 wides is it sounds good because they can't cover all that many and you think they've got to release, but you can't read 5 patterns at a time. So you kind of are checking off one side or the other, and they just brought Conklin up the middle, and if you don't pick him up, you're dead. So now the clock is running. Lewisburg should have taken a timeout. They should have taken it. Montoursville just took a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Montoursville will take a timeout. And
we going to take it with them?
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and take it with them. So, again, 27.1 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. You're listening to the high school football game of the week right here on Web Weekly Live.
FastMaz Speed, Agility, and Quickness Camp. This is where we get it done. Improving everybody's quick turnover, everybody's agility, everybody in transitional sprints, all ages, all sports. You want it, we got it. Come to FastMaz.
Web Weekly Live high school football game of the week. Montoursville on top, 21-7. I snuck down there just to say hello to Scoob and JC, Coach Kiefer. Those guys are hilarious. They're on their headsets just yelling, barking orders. You need to tell that guy
That's the first time I've heard them.
They're animated over there.
See,
Maybe they're just calm
I think
and cool.
This is where I would go to the Ed Reed School of. I'd have a guy back on the 30-yard line. Like, why are we so tight?
That's exactly what they were saying. Quarterback will drop back, throws it over the middle,
What a
and then
throw.
it's caught, and he is now taken down at the 20-yard line. 20 seconds left to go, and you don't think Scoob and JC are fired up now?
Now, if Lewisburg don't call timeout, they got time. They should get on the ball and spike it. You got 19 seconds.
Still have one left, right? One
Did they just burn it?
No, well, no.
Why is the coach on the field? Somebody called timeout.
Yes.
Who called it?
Looks like Lewisburg did.
That's bad.
That's tough. So in a perfect situation, what would you do?
You
Mark?
just hurry because you got
Yep.
the clock is going to be stopped until they get the chains reset.
Gotcha.
So you just run up, you spike it on first, you give away first down, but the clock stopped, and now you've got second down, third down, fourth down. Because right now, if Lewisburg gets tackled in the field of play, the half's going to come to an end.
Good point.
So you need to keep that one in your pocket as long as you can.
Okay.
And
how often do you work on stuff like that, though? Week, two?
well, you don't really, but the clock stopped because you got the first down. So as a coach, you just want to be yelling, get on the ball and spike it, get on the ball and spike it. It doesn't matter if the defense knows what's coming because you're just going to go spike it. And because you don't have time to run 4 plays anyway, so you'll give one away. But here we go. Montoursville is up and pressed and man-to-man, and they have no safety. Don't get beat. That's what they're telling them.
Seconds left to go. Here comes some pressure up the middle. Quarterback just throws it up in the air, and it is caught. As
Did he catch it? Did he take it
no,
away?
No, they're going to say that is incomplete. Incomplete. 13.8 seconds. That'll bring up a second down and 10. The ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. Again, 13.8 seconds.
See, now here's the – I'm trying to remember the extra point. Did the kid pound it? Can he make it from 38?
Remember the first time that he got out there, they tried that tough kick from the hash.
Well,
he had good leg, but again,
kind of chilly dipped it a little bit.
It's
I don't
hard.
know.
It's hard. I think you just got to try to poke
Well,
on
they
in.
certainly want to get closer. The problem, every play has to be past the yardage.
Yep.
You can't catch one short of the first down or you're doomed.
3 wide receivers to
that's
the right,
a penalty.
And we got a penalty flag, and it looks like the quarterback is
And
still on his feet.
this is just running clock.
That's
This is just running
not
clock.
Good, yeah.
Number 1, Wade Young, the ball carrier.
And they will stop the clock.
They stop the clock because of the penalty. It's illegal shift, so Montoursville will take the penalty.
Stopped by number 3, Marco Polizzi, number 71, Hunter Hammond.
Yeah, I think there is a 10-second runoff because there's an offensive penalty. So that should be the half.
Okay. There's so many rules.
Illegal motion against Lewisburg.
I think this is going to be the half.
Yep. And that's what they're kind of talking about. Hey, Coach, would you like to take the 5 yards or just run it off?
We would like to take a soft pretzel at halftime.
No, I'm hoping that this is not Caringi's table. Do you know? Is it?
No,
it's not. Okay, good thing, because you got ketchup all over the place.
No, yeah, I know. I got to go get a napkin or something.
No, you're fine. It's Montoursville's. You're good.
Well, you can at least, worst case scenario, if they don't let him have a 10-second runoff, you take the penalty, so it's 5 yards from the 21, so it'll be whatever, second and goal or second and 15 from the 26. That's what they're saying. They're saying there is no 10-second runoff.
Okay.
But because he was tackled in the field of play, he might wind the clock here. So again, Lewisburg's got to be ready.
Now
they could spike it. There's
Yeah.
no reason not to.
Yeah.
Or they can just kind of go live. Montoursville, again, nobody deep.
Now
Nobody
they're-
in center field.
Now they're backing up a little bit, but geez,
Yeah.
that's just here comes some pressure up again, and looks like we had a quick.
What happened?
Oh, no, so they did wind the clock. That's the end of the clock.
wound it
out. Poor kids.
Wow.
And I think Lewisburg's coaching staff is
Didn't
kind of like,
expect it.
what's going on here,
Yeah.
guys? But, hey, nevertheless, that was a good half of football, Mark.
Yeah.
We're gonna step on out. Hopefully we will figure out something halftime. Those guys just bolted on us. That's okay.
Listen, they don't want to talk to us.
No.
They are so big time over there, you know.
Yep.
They sit at the coaches' table. We're just the chumps over here
I
at the
know.
broadcaster table.
Yep. They take that assistant coaching thing to a whole new level. So halftime here at Memorial Stadium.
At where?
Memorial
There's no
Stadium.
P in that word. I don't know.
It's starting to get chilly up here in the rafters. I ain't gonna lie to you. So halftime score again. Montoursville's on top, 21-7. Don't go anywhere, folks. Mark and I will be back, and I guarantee you that it will be entertaining. Thank you.
5. The Fairfield 5 is 35. The Fairfield 5 is 35, and we're celebrating at all 5 locations across Central PA. 5 is 35. We're the Fairfield 5 for fantastic selection and service, and we're way past old enough to drive. The Fairfield 5 is 35. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Hi, I'm Adam at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie, and we have a lot full brand new Chevrolets and pristine pre-owned vehicles. We've been stocking up on top quality, low mileage, local pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We currently have 175 pre-owned vehicles on the lot in great condition. We have low rates, a great selection, and your trade-in value has never been higher. Stop in today or check us out online at blazealexanderchevy.com, where you'll find the lowest price guaranteed.
Fastman's Speed, Agility, and Quickness Camp. This is where we get it done. Improving everybody's quick turnover, everybody's agility, everybody in transitional sprints, all ages, all sports. You want it, we got it. Come to Fastmass.
King Kong is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink. King Kong is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink. King Kong.
Oh man, great energy. King Kong energy
the best drink you
with the
can drink.
big boys
It
drink.
is
You
the
want
best
the energy.
drink you can drink.
King Kong energy
King
drink is the
Kong
one you're gonna have to choose.
Is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink.
King Kong with Big Snoop Deal Double G.
King Kongin. Look at this. Family just got a whole order of King Kongin, like 5 or 6 cases. My mom loves it. My dad loves it. The whole family, all ages. King Kongin energy drink keeps you going all day.
Dan, welcome back to halftime. Montoursville. We're going to enjoy the Lewisburg Band.
FastMaz Speed, Agility, and Quickness Camp. This is where we get it done, improving everybody's quick turnover, everybody's agility, everybody in transitional sprints, all ages, all sports. You want it, we got it. Come to FastMaz. Good job.
Halftime here at Montoursville. The Warriors are on top, 21-7. And Mark, we got to give some love again to our good friends over there at Biters. As we mentioned, they got everything. Furniture, bedding, and I think you hit it right on the head when you said, if I need something, I'm going to Biters. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to Biters.
It would be just if we just did a show of hands, like everybody in the crowd. If you have never shopped at Biters, put your hand up, and you'd see like three. They'd all be kids.
No one's raising their hand.
But how about little Beatlemania there from the Lewisburg band.
Loved it.
The thing about that's insane about that band, I think by the time Paul McCartney turned like 25, they were finished.
Sure.
Like all the stuff they did, they were so unbelievably young. And they're just cranking out. They're 17 years old, and they've like taken. And back then, you used to have 2 albums a year, 3 albums a year. It wasn't like
That's
it is
all you
now.
did. Yeah.
And but I really think that by the time McCartney turned 25, the Beatles were finished. And that is, when you think of the catalog that they put together.
How many
and
songs?
He shouldn't even have matured as an artist yet.
No, I know. A lot of good stuff. And I would say, Mark, that you know your music, and that's one of the good things about it. And hey, good first half of football. Obviously, Montoursville was on top, 21-7, and just a couple of I wouldn't say hiccups, but Lewisburg, they looked great. They looked. I'm shocked at what the score was last week. And again, we weren't there. We don't know the circumstances, whatever. They got nipped last week, 6-3. We were kind of maybe joshing a little bit because we thought it was a soccer score or if it was a baseball score. But these guys are for real. A couple of things didn't go their way, but hey, they're only down 2 touchdowns.
Well, the 3 big plays of the first half were the 4th and goal at the 1 when they went sneak and didn't get in.
Yep.
And then they turn around with a bubble screen to Bukowski, who goes about 87 yards or whatever.
That hurt.
And then the bad snap on the punt. And it left Montoursville with 1st and goal at the 10. And those are the 3 biggest plays of the half. All went against Lewisburg and went for Montoursville. The 4th one that would have been the biggest was the onside kick. If you didn't see this, you're going to have to rewind and watch it again.
I can't wait to watch it again as well because that was just perfectly timed, perfectly executed. But I think that was the rule. You have to let the ball bounce. And that's what happened.
Yeah, Winslow threw up a little lob wedge here and hit Blackwell in stride up the sideline. But
yeah, that was.
But apparently
cool.
You can't do that, and Lewisburg got the ball back and took it down and scored. So,
cool.
Lewisburg's moved the ball. They got weapons. They got athletes. They got a quarterback. They're defensively, they've really held their own. They've kept Polizzi in about as much check as you can, and they have played well. Everyone has breakdowns in the secondary. That's high school football, but Lewisburg has played well. They just had some catastrophic mistakes, and that is one thing that Montoursville has avoided.
So, you know what, hey, week 2, we're doing our best. We're trying to get better, but that was the halftime show. It wasn't much of a halftime show, by the way. Sorry, but we'll get better.
Official
but thank
stats?
you to Biters.
Is Massey here? Find Massey. He has official stats.
He doesn't
he's
return
not
my
here.
calls either. He's like you, man, and you reach out to him, then he was like, oh, man, hey, sorry, I've been meaning to get back to you like 5 days later.
Whatever.
And that's how it goes.
Just put us on your schedule.
No, I know. I tried.
Whatever. You're afraid.
You're
afraid. No say. Come on. I heard they're naming the court after you.
No.
Are you sure?
Far from it.
The whole gym?
No. We got a long ways to go. I'm just happy that you're back in the biz, man. Full throttle.
Well, it's not full throttle yet, but we're,
you're getting there.
So.
And, you're starting to get a little bit of – you've had the peppered gray look for a couple years now, but now you're going to be you're going to be the silver fox.
You know how that goes.
Hey, being a head coach, you're going to be the silver fox.
Couple years of Is it worse than marriage and parenthood? Is it what's worse?
I'll tell you. I had the George Clooney look going on for a while, but now it's just it's hard. You'll be all right though, bud.
Why? Everyone's, the kids always listen. The parents are always
Kids are
cooperative.
great.
There's nothing.
Parents are awesome.
There's no tension anyway. The
Yeah.
administration
You can write
loves
a
you,
book.
and the
Oh, geez.
officials are perfect.
Yeah, it's just.
What
a
do you have to
beautiful thing.
complain about?
Yep. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just
And
saying
your
I'm
paycheck
happy.
is huge.
Huge.
Can you carry that all to the bank at one time, or do they have to send you your check in installments?
Crazy. Well, it's just I can't compete with the Montoursville boosters and all of those guys. So
Yeah.
That's
That's it.
good.
Hey,
I'm shocked. How many assistant coaches does the football team have?
We have a few.
Yeah,
we have a few. Montour, hey, we're just a wrestling school trying to keep our head above water. That's all.
That's true.
That's what we do.
Oh,
And I'll tell you what's crazy. When I was a kid, we were not very good at wrestling. We'd have a kid year in and year, or every now and then, or we'd have a team.
Team-wise, you guys
Team-wise,
did
we
phenomenal.
weren't every now and then, but. The wrestling program really, for a while, it made it hard for basketball because you were losing kids. Kids would either wrestle or they wouldn't do anything. They would just get ready for baseball season.
Well, that's the thing. Remember, way back in the day when I was coaching little hoops here too, definitely I would say basketball was like 4 or 5 on the totem pole.
Yes.
Football, baseball, wrestling, yes, was always king. And if you didn't have a couple of those kids coming out, it was a long year.
It was tough.
Yep.
So now Lewisburg gets to kick. Remember, Lewisburg's first drive of the game was a big one. They started out nothing. They had third and 10 and picked up a big first down and then drove all the way to the 1 and got stuffed. So it was almost great and then went for naught. The kickoff, this kid can kick it.
It's a good boot. It's going to be
down
taken
to the 3.
Right
Is that
at the
Marco?
3.
That's Rocco.
I think that's Rocco, and he's got a little bit of a lane. He picks up a nice block. He's going to kick it to the outside, and 10-5. I'm looking back for flags. I don't see anything. You can't draw that up any better.
He's pretty good, and that's pretty well blocked, whatever it was, because he is yet to be touched. And when you're Lewisburg and you give the kids the pep talk, hey, stay with it. We had a good first half. We played well. You just got to stay with it. And then you take that to start the second half. You're 13 seconds in, and now you're down 3 scores. That is not what the Green Dragons needed, and every big play has been in Montoursville's corner.
That's good coaching. Scoob Myers gave him a high five.
Is that, did he?
No. But, there's a guy that needs more credit.
Scoob. He's been doing this since 1980.
I know.
1980.
Which isn't too long. I mean, I remember 80.
You remember at the beginning of 1980, Jimmy Carter was still in the White House for a couple weeks.
Good.
That's how long Scoob has been here.
I know. It's crazy.
And he keeps retiring, and then they need him back, and they retire, and they need him back, and he's hip surgery, and they need him back. And
he's great, and as you know, he's just such a lovable, likable guy. And I was like, Scoob, what's going on, man? It's so good to see you back. Yeah, I just can't give it up. The kids asked me to come back. Love it.
It is, he is. He is an institution here in Montoursville. 40.
Such a good dude.
So this is, if 80 was his first year, then this would be his 42nd year. That's a pension in some places. Just think all the money he's made coaching in 42 years.
They get a little bit of a bump every year.
Take
That's
that and put it in Bitcoin, and he'd be set. Just think if he'd invested in Bitcoin back in 1980. Wow.
He would have
He told me, remind me of this story. He told me a really funny story. I probably shouldn't tell it on the air. So I'll tell you off the air. But remind me my good Scoob story, and I'll tell you.
Everybody has a Scoob story. So just like that, 11:47 left to go here in the third quarter. It was just halftime, but now it is 28-7. Montoursville's on top.
The only thing that hurts Polizzi's rushing yardage because he couldn't carry the ball. It's all kick return. But here comes the Green Dragons, and they get a burst.
He's still on his feet. That's, I believe, number 9.
Number 9, Ethan Dominic with the kickoff
Dominic,
return.
we've been calling his name all night, Mark.
He's
a stud.
That is a nice tackle. Fisher with another play, the sophomore. If he doesn't make that tackle, Dominic's still running. That is a good, but they had a good hole and a good burst. And
From their own
And now, again, it's early in the season. It is a long season, and you just
Very
kind of
long
want to
season.
see what your kids are made of.
Yep.
You've played well. You
Played
probably
very
deserve better on the scoreboard than what you've got. And now you still got 2 halves of football, and you don't want to get mercy ruled. Can you keep your composure? Can the coaches and they just got to put a drive together. They can't score 3 touchdowns in one play. They just got to move the chains, and they do. They come out with a ground game. I like the call. Just settle the kids in. Hey, we're just trying to get first downs. If we get a bunch of first downs, we'll end up in the end zone. And then once we get it to 2 scores, we can work from there because there is plenty of time.
Absolutely. And so Dominic picks up 5 on that first down run.
But now you have to start thinking about if we get 4th and 2, 4th and 3 somewhere on the field, we might need to go for it.
It's hard.
It is, but if you want to win,
and
little confusion on the
some
sideline.
confusions, and we've seen that a little bit from Lewisburg.
You got to get the playoff. You got to get the playoff.
And we
Even
got
if you
5.
just go like sneakish,
Yep.
you got to get the playoff. They're going to have to burn a timeout, and that's bad.
And that's very, very tough.
This is second week of the season still. It's still early in the season.
They're a little rusty, and so are we, Mark. But let's go ahead and take a quick timeout, regroup. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week right here on Web Weekly Live.
Friday at Jersey Shore.
5. The Fairfield 5 is 35. The Fairfield 5 is 35, and we're celebrating at all 5 locations across Central PA. 5 is 35. We're the Fairfield 5 for fantastic selection and service, and we're way past old enough to drive. The Fairfield 5 is 35. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Jamie Spencer, Mark Musini here at Montoursville.
The sweatshirt has officially gone on for me.
You look good. You are all decked out on the Montoursville gear now. You don't have a say. Quick throw to the sideline, and he slipped and fell. That's too bad because he did have some green grass in front of him.
Yeah, he was going to have, is that Blackwell? If Blackwell didn't make a tackle, he would have got a first down, but still completed, got a couple, 3rd and 3, and
not that I'm looking ahead, but in between kind of the commercial there, I said, hey, wow, Montoursville plays at Jersey Shore. And like you said, dude, I think we're going.
Yeah, we should be there. Next week at Jersey Shore.
Awesome.
That'll be Montoursville. We'll call the 3rd and 3, and then we'll go from there. Trips into the boundary.
I like
open wide side, Fenner side. They got a first down up top if they want it. The cushion is huge.
Fenner's got a lot of room. Drops back to pass, and, he tried to go that way, and good tackle. Ball's loose. I don't know. I think they're going to say that the ball was down. But
see, I might go for this. I don't know if I'm punting just yet, but they're going to punt.
Yeah,
but either way, I know there's a lot of game left, but, you got 4th and manageable here, and you're taking on water. So, but anyway, Montoursville's next 4 weeks, and I'm not sure the exact. I think they're at Shore, then Mount Carmel. They're at Mount Carmel, then Loyalsock, and then Danville. So the next month of football, the gauntlet has arrived. Snap is better. Punt. This kid's got a leg. This kid has got a leg.
Good kick.
It's going to bounce and go sideways.
Bounce, and that was smart. That was smart by Lewisburg. Number 4, Logan Callison. Great name. 5'10", 165. He's a senior.
From their own 27-yard line.
Another voice that's good to hear every time I come to Montoursville, my man, Rob Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Yes. He's going to sing a little, too.
No, they named a music group after
him? Is
Rob
that what
Thomas.
they did?
Yes,
all right.
after he did a couple of games at the Crosscutters.
He's in the Crosscutters Hall of Fame?
He is.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Did you get to any Crosscutters games this year? Curious.
I got to the
social
Little League. What's it called? The Little
League Classic. Classic. How was that?
The morning of the game, I get a text from a guy and says, "Hey, I can get extra tickets if you want to go. That's a penalty. He's got to stop. You got to stop. Yeah, it's a flag."
Yep. Know the rules, man. Oh, Maddox. I'll tell you what, that guy is wheeling and dealing. Marco just wasn't ready for that. But as you said, they cheated, so they have to move them back 5 yards.
Yeah, because you can only have one guy move at a time. Yep. If you have two guys move, well, no, I take that back. You can have multiple guys move, but they all need to reset.
Yep.
And we didn't. And it's one of the aspects when you have so many guys wide and you've got the defense so spread and the quarterback's trying to read it, you can't always see everyone around you. And because it's kind of the quarterback's responsibility to see, and then he can yell to the dude, hey, you got to stop, you got to stop. And but, again, it's hard when you've got receivers all the way to each sideline and you're trying to read a secondary. So Montoursville takes a 2nd and 5 and turns it into a 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Running back.
Ball
is loose.
And he missed it. Oh, no, Maddox did get it.
Maddox got back. That was a good hit right at the line of scrimmage. And, geez, I don't even know if Marco had that ball for a millisecond.
I didn't see the number. I was waiting for Rob to give us the name. It happened so fast, but somebody came untouched up the middle. And, again, a good defensive stand. If Lewisburg decided to punt, which they did, this is what they needed from their defense. They needed a 3-and-out, and now on 3rd and long, they just have to avoid a breakdown.
So far, so good.
And they can't jump off sides, which
Maddox
they did not.
will send through.
Draw.
There's that wraparound draw again, and Palizzi going to get a lot back. He's going to be well short of that first down, but again, I like that wraparound misdirectional draw. That's about the 3rd time we've seen it, Mark.
Yeah, I like the call, too, because you give Palizzi a chance to break it. If not, he got 8 of it, so you've just, kind of added a first down to their drive. You've changed the field by 8 yards, so you make them work a little longer. Plus, because it's a running play, it's not an incomplete pass, you get to keep the clock running. Montoursville does not have enough guys on the field, I don't think.
There he is. Fenner. Oh, 73's in. Oh, geez, it's a mess.
They're going to get it off. It off. Nice catch on the snap.
And
not a terrible punt.
Good
if
kick.
It stays in bounds and gets a kick, there you go.
That got one of those beautiful rolls. And good kick by Maddox as Lewisburg will take over. I want to say it's right about the 26-yard line. And, they'll take over 1st and 10.
That's what they needed. You know, when the coach decided to punt on 4th and 3, he's like, our defense needs to get a stop for us and give us another chance. So still not even midway through the 3rd quarter, 7:42 to go. Montoursville up 3 scores at 28-7. And Lewisburg has got to find the end zone here. Getting into the 4th quarter, if they could get it down to 2 scores.
I agree.
That's all they need to do. Just get the next one is what Lewisburg needs. They need to score before Montoursville scores again, and then they have life.
Well, you got row the boat, you got chop wood, you got all kinds of little analogies kind of talking about that. I agree.
Well, and then say they do score, it becomes a delicate play call time for Montoursville's offense.
What do you do?
Because you don't want to go too conservative, but you don't want to throw it up too much because you want to keep the clock running. So.
Yep. 4 wide receivers. Quarterback from Lewisburg has looked good. Now he's running for his and, hold on to that ball, bud. Wade gets back to the original line of scrimmage, it looks like. So maybe a loss of 1, 2nd down, and we will call it 11, Mark. 7:25 in counting here in the 3rd quarter.
When he gets out, he's going to learn. When he gets through, you got to go. Because you got too many guys chasing you. You kind of can't cut back. When you cut back, you're probably going to get run from behind. So as a quarterback, when you step through the line's going to put on the brakes and chase you down. So you just got to run away from them. You can't really stop. You got to get all the way to the sideline. But a good start to the drive for the Montoursville defense. They have 2nd and 1.
They got a lot
and they
of
got
guys.
A little confusion over here, but they got it worked out.
Okay.
Bubble screen, good block, and a nice play from Marco.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Wade Young's pass completes to number 4.
It looks like a couple of Lewisburg kids are kind of cramping up a little bit, but that was a nice play. Ouch.
I think Marco playing, I think that might be off Marco's tackle.
Yeah.
Are we going to take a break with him, or you want us to keep us here? What do you want us to do, boss? I was talking to her, by the way. She's in charge.
She is.
We're going to take a break? All right, we'll step out, take a break. Well, they got cramp action? Is that what they got going on?
I really think so,
I think it
man.
looks like a cramp. So we're going to step out, take a break here. 6:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Montoursville leads Lewisburg 28-7 here on webweekly.com.
FastMaz Speed, Agility, and Quickness Camp. This is where we get it done, improving everybody's quick turnover, everybody's agility, everybody in transitional sprints, all ages, all sports. You want it, we got it. Come to FastMaz.
And welcome back to Montoursville as still kind of taking it easy. And Karen, that's got to be a cramp.
Yeah.
Did
So
you
let
see
me
the
ask
kid
you.
at U.S. Open real quick? Sorry.
Go ahead.
This time of year, I just watch tennis. I love tennis. But parenting struggles. Okay, parenting is hard. You know what else is hard? Explaining to my 12-year-old son how they score tennis.
Really? It's not that hard.
Yeah.
So tell me this. Where were you this? You were all over the globe this summer. I mean,
is
first of
good.
all, you're playing you're not playing. You're watching baseball every day. And then when you're not playing baseball, you're in California?
Yeah, life is good.
Were you putting out wildfires? What are you doing out
No,
there?
we wanted to, but they didn't need our help. No, it was a good summer. And as you know, Mar, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a baseball guy by any means. But my son and his group, they had a great run. Every time they would win the district, every time they would win the section, it was like, all right, guys, oh, God, we've got to keep on playing.
Well, I tell you.
5 wide.
Oh, nice check down, nice tackle. Who is that? Is that Brownie? Braden Brown.
Great timing. That's the same play where they had the big gain in the first quarter.
Well, I'll tell this story as we talked about the Road Armals earlier. There's an all-star game a few years back, Loyal Sock versus Williamsport at the Montoursville field,
Okay.
and I was the Montoursville league administrator there that was like in charge.
Big business.
So I'm there, and it is back and forth, and it's a loser's bracket game, but it's like the winner goes to the district. So they're all trying to save pitchers and do this. It ends up being like some 17-15 because they're all trying to make sure they have a pitcher left to go up against Keystone.
It's nuts.
All right, here's the punt. I like high and short. This kid has a leg, though.
There's a little wind in.
And he got a little roll. Yeah, get away from it. Let it go. So anyway, so it goes back and forth, back and forth.
Okay.
Williamsport ends up winning.
Okay.
And Loyal Sox eliminated. So I see Richie Road Armal after the game, who was a heck of a baseball player back in his day.
Oakland A's, man.
Yep, he had an arm. For a wrestler, he could
thrower.
So
Yes.
his kid was on Loyal Sox team, and I went up to him. I was like, hey, tough loss. And he just looks at me and goes, all that means is it frees up my 4th of July. I was
True
like,
story,
I was
man.
like, Richie, it's a
True
good way to
story.
look at it. That is a good way to look at it. And he was just like, we're not beating Keystone anyway. We're out of pitchers. We got to beat them twice.
That's when we nipped them this year, Mark. It was great. And they weren't the usual, but still, it was cool.
Right.
Polizzi gets to the outside, and he picks up 5, maybe 6. He hits that hole so well. He's almost under control. You know, he's not panicking. He's not. He's at his own pace.
One of the neat things about baseball, and you just see it in Little League. You can get kids that are there every day. They're practice every day. You're playing all the time. And then you get a kid that scores from first on a base, and he's dying. Because you can play baseball every day and be out of shape.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're like, dude, we might need to run some sprints at practice.
Yep. Bykowski.
Good
Trying
block,
to get to the
Rocco.
outside, and he's got some, nice cut, but he just gets tripped up. First down for Montoursville. Nice run. I like that old-fashioned end around. That looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the old. He had a hamstring problem during preseason, and I know he played last week. He did not play in the scrimmage. So every time he runs around the corner, gets up, I keep making sure he gets up and he's okay, and so far he's been good. Next year as a senior, I mean, I don't think he'll be Rocco, but he will be a problem. And because he's built like his brother, they can just hide. They can hide and then explode, and they're gone.
Now, is his brother still at like
That's a good question. I'm trying to think of how old he is.
Yep.
Nah, he can't be.
Yep. Polizzi gets to the outside, gets tripped up.
That's a nice tackle.
Great tackle.
That is a really nice. Who is 22? Quentin Michaels.
Yep.
He's a freshman.
No way. Good sized freshman.
5'8", 190 wrestler.
Okay. We hope. It's got to be related to Cam Michaels, number 21, the junior. Wow, Cam is only a junior too. So good things for those Michaels boys. Okay, I'm counting how many baseball things. Jensen's great. Love the kid to death. He looks like Mom, thank heavens, but he's blessed with my athleticism.
Absolutely.
He led the league in singles that should have been triples. Play action, Bykowski. Going to try to misdirection and try to go to the other end, and he just gets pumped out of bounds.
That's a heck of a 3-yard run right there. Do you see, when you watch that on film, Delana had good thoughts of throwing a block and never ended up doing it.
Yep.
But he meant to.
No, he did.
His heart was in the right spot, and he's like, I'm going to help out here, and then he just never did. Yeah, I just kept telling the kids every time they hit a double, I was like, my gosh, when I was a kid, I'd have been standing on third. And just the whole, when we were young, just with all the assistant coaches, when we were young, and we drove them crazy.
Tight formation, Polizzi, cut back. Beautiful. Gets into that secondary, picks up the first down. I would say he gains almost close to 10. Move those chains.
And see, this is the issue, too, because again, this has been a very pedestrian game for Rocco.
Yep.
The Lewisburg defense has been stellar, but as Montoursville is going to kind of bleed it here, and you just wonder in the fourth quarter, is he one 70-yard pop away from having another huge game?
And he's that guy that just keeps on plugging away, plugging away, plugging away. I agree. 3:10 and counting here in the third quarter.
Oh!
Intercepted.
That's a block in the back.
Yep.
They didn't call it. Maybe he didn't block him, but
a
good well, they know. They know, hey, they're leading. Jerry Rice is Bukowski.
All he does is catch touchdowns. And I don't think Maddox saw him at all. It was a good pass, but just did not pick up that free safety, just kind of hanging out. Turnover, interception.
A big play for Lewisburg's defense. And again,
I agree.
From a team that started offensively, there's still one score. This has kind of become a ho-hum third quarter after the lightning bolt of the kickoff that made it a 3-score game. And then it's just been back and forth, a little trading punts and there a turnover. But if Lewisburg gets one, and they get it to a 2-score game here late in the third or early in the fourth.
Just hanging around.
Yep.
A lot of things can happen. One turnover here, a lucky play here, and how about it? And Lewisburg has been right in it. 3 wide receivers will come closest to us, Mark. Good snap, little play action, and quarterback's just going to run for everything, and he gets smacked pretty hard. Try to go the pump and go, but it just wasn't there. Fenner is playing deep, giving them a lot of room.
I was going to say, they're trying to go double move. I would just kind of stand up and throw him and make Fenner come up and make a tackle.
Yep.
But if they're going to play 12 yards off, you just got to take 4 yards and move the sticks.
And good size, as we said, by the kind of the special players for Lewisburg. The line looks good. They'll be all right.
Oh, they're going to be fine.
I'd like to spread it out, though. I'll tell you. Shotgun again. 2 wide receivers go to the top. They'll bring one in motion, you can't do that. And I like how number 5 is kind of pointing. It's what are you doing, man?
Illegal procedure against Lewisburg.
So you got 2nd and 15.
Yeah, that's no good.
It's actually, did he lose one? So it's 2nd and 16. So, again, now if you're Lewisburg and you're the quarterback, you're the play caller, you understand we just need to get it back to manageable. You want to get back 3rd, 7, 3rd, and 8. Try to get half of it. You can't go screen pass here because they're expecting it. You can't try to trick them. Just run something basic, even a little curl pattern. Don't worry about getting deep. Don't worry about beating people. Just complete it underneath and get back under the sticks so you have a 3rd and a chance.
3 wide receivers towards us.
And there he is.
Here comes the blitz, and oh man, pick that guy up. That's number 41. Beautiful. Fisher, beautiful.
Again, as a sophomore, Fisher's going to be good.
Wow.
I mean, he's doing pretty good right now. He's only a sophomore. So now you got 3rd and a mile. And
just going the wrong direction there, buddy.
Again, this one, I might even run the ball here. Well, either that or just throw it up deep, and either you get hope you get a lucky completion, you get a pass interference, or even if they intercept it, you just make a tackle.
It's a nice punt.
But you have to think at some point here about not sending 4 receivers out and make sure we can pass protect long enough to get the ball off. And they got to delay a game penalty. and he's not set, that's got to be a penalty, isn't it?
No, they're going to let it go, and throws it up, and obviously they were just all out of whack there. So 4th down, and Mark, we will call it 22, 105. That does stop the clock. 105 left to go here in the third quarter. Again, Montoursville was on top, 28-7.
Well, and again, I think they have a new coaching staff at Lewisburg.
Yeah.
And when you play with 4 wides, it's a complicated system.
It is.
It's different if you're just running like old school wishbone and you're running option left, option right. So it's going to take them time to get comfortable with this. And the kids, not just the kids, but the coaching staff and the substitutions, by week 5, it'll be so much smoother.
A lot of moving parts.
He did a good job.
He
I like
does.
this punter.
Me too. He's got good.
He
good
got rid of it
socks.
quick. He knew heat was coming, and he kind of
Gets a
punched
good
it
bounce.
away and still got a 30-yard punt out of it.
Yep.
Well done.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
It will be
Lot
first
worse.
10 Montoursville from
So another
Lewisburg
quick
41-yard
baseball story, if I may.
I just picked up my phone to check the Yankee score. So you tell your story, and I'll give you.
Well, one thing, and I'll tell you what's in my man Mr. Caringi over here can relate. I played. I wasn't great in terms of sports, all right? I've coached for a long time. I'm usually a pretty cool customer, but when your son's on the mound in front of 2,000 people and he's 12 years old and everybody's just, "Roar," that is a different type of pressure, different type of feeling that I have never experienced. My wife, I'm looking for her. She's in the porta potty. That's how bad it was. Polizzi, 1st and 10. There's that play we were talking about. Mark gets out in the open field, and he's gone.
Yep.
Kid's an animal.
He's pretty good. And that was just easy. Like people, it wasn't straight ahead. He had to cut a little bit. He had to use his vision. He's more complete than people think. People just think he can run around you and he can run over you, but he has good eyes.
Graceful.
He has better feet and the strength through the hips and the thighs. And the little bit of wiggle makes him really, really hard to run down. But I'll tell you what, and well, we're going to take a commercial break, so we'll talk more baseball when we come out the other side. And by the way, not that we've talked about Fenner enough already, but he's a good kicker.
He is.
As far as athletes,
No,
this
I agree.
isn't just some guy that just tried to get it through the goalpost. Watch how far this goes.
Nope, no, I agree. Good technique. And,
it doesn't go very far because it hit the post. He just hit a tree. But anyway.
Poor guy. You
But
jinxed your guard.
But my point is, that thing's like 3/4 away. He's got a good leg.
He does.
He's got a good leg.
He does, but you got to kick it through to get a point.
You should get more points for hitting a pole.
I agree.
It's harder to hit a pole than it is to kick it between them. But anyway, all
right,
right. So are we staying here? All right. So you understand. So your kid's on the mound, and I understand it's different when it's your kid than it's your brother.
Yeah.
But like that was me.
Okay.
536 starts.
Seriously?
Because it's
Same
like
emotion, no
just
control.
because you know that you have no control over it, and he has a better chance of being the lead story on the news if it goes really, really bad than if it goes really well.
Yeah.
Because, 9 innings, but like what happens if he doesn't get an out? What happens if he gives up 7 in the first? What happened? So it was until the first inning was over. Like, it was a long day.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then you add, like, when he's on the West Coast.
Oh, yeah,
and it doesn't start till 10:05.
Yep.
And you're done eating, you're sitting at the kitchen table, like, what am I going to do for the next 3 hours? It is,
That's
and
crazy.
you're just helpless. The helplessness.
The Jaybird Express, as I like to call him. I think I talked to you about this. Okay, so he gets in to close out. The one kid, he pitch count, has to pull out.
Yep.
Jensen comes in. Okay, found a way to get out of the 5th inning. Then he goes again. All he needs is 3 outs. Gives up back-to-back home runs. We're now, instead of being up 5, we're only up 2. And, I just felt terrible. Found a way to close the door. He was on the news, man. It was awesome.
Well, that
Good
is.
kick.
And see, here's the thing about it, too, that the kids don't understand.
Nice.
This is one of the things that I've told them, too. Like, in that aspect, as Montoursville was up 34-7 with 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter, it makes a better story for him down the road that he gave up 3 bombs than if he struck everybody out. Because nobody's coming up to him when he's 18 years old, and he's a senior in high school, and they're going, hey, remember that time you came in and the first guy grounded out to second, the second guy flew out to center? But they will say, hey, you remember the time you gave up 3 home runs in a row? So, But that is, and those are the aspects. See, and since my brother was a starter, you never had to deal with it on that end.
No, I know.
Then you just had to deal with it that he just threw well. It's 2-1. They bring in the bullpen, and I'm chewing my fingernails off.
No, I know.
As relievers relievers are behind everybody 3-1, and you're like, what are you going to do? So, but it is.
Montours will sniff that one out. That's going to be a loss of 3, 30 seconds and counting here in the third quarter.
Lewisburg should just let this run out and get to the quarter.
I agree.
Regroup on the sideline. You can.
So you were seriously that nervous every time that Michael
It
pitched?
was. There was a tension level.
How many years older is he again?
3.
Remind me.
3. When he was a senior, I was a freshman.
I didn't know that. I thought there was more of an age gap there.
No.
Okay.
So, but that
that's
was
crazy.
it. You were just like, and with everything, there was, maybe he's going to make the All-Star team. Maybe he could win the Cy Young. There's always in the back of your mind, like, if he stays on pace, he could get to the Hall of Fame. So
and he's there.
So
That's
you
crazy.
get a 3-2 game in May when they got the relief. I mean, I can remember Chili Davis up with 2 outs and the bases loaded and a 1-run lead.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're going to give this away. Yep. So.
We're gonna step out, Mark, because you can talk about baseball forever. So,
is that your hint of saying shut up? I don't want to talk about baseball
fine.
anymore. I think that's what you just said.
High school game of the week. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Adam at Blaze Alexander Chevrolet in Muncie, and we have a lot full of brand new Chevrolets and pristine pre-owned vehicles. We've been stocking up on top quality, low mileage, local pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. We currently have 175 pre-owned vehicles on the lot in great condition. We have low rates, a great selection, and your trade-in value has never been higher. Stop in today or check us out online at blazealexanderchevy.com, where you'll find the lowest price guaranteed.
High school football game of the week. WebWeeklyLive.com. I appreciate all the positive feedback, Mark. We're actually getting a couple. There are a few that are just, it is what it is. But fourth quarter here in Montoursville, the Warriors are on top, 34-7.
So you got your Jeff Ballard story. You want to lead into?
It's just like everybody's related, and it's just such a small world. So as I told you, I grew up out in Billings, Montana.
Right.
Okay? Jeff Ballard, who pitched in the Orioles, he also went to Stanford.
Yep.
You know who he is. Friend of the family. Long story short, he is coaching my alma mater, Little League, and he's got a son. They made it all the way to the final. All they had to do was win one more game, and they would have made it all the way to the World Series this year. I reached out to him, and I didn't drop like, hey, I know Mark McSee. I should have.
Because it would have. I have actually sat in the same living room as Jeff Ballard.
Yeah.
So here's my Jeff Ballard story. So Jeff pitched for the Orioles. He 1 year.
18-8.
He was 18-game winner, and I'll bet he won 26 games for his career.
Yep.
He was like.
No, he was 2-14.
Flash in the pan.
Yep.
But his first year in the big leagues, he could do no wrong. And so he's a Stanford guy, and he's an Oriole guy.
Yep.
So at spring training, as Lewisburg empty
Third
backfield
down and
back
8.
to pass.
Ooh,
He got a good
just
throw, though. He caught it.
Yeah, great.
Boy, did he
play.
take a shot.
And he's trying to help him up. That's good sportsmanship. I love to see stuff like that.
That is a big-time throw from Wade because he got pounded.
And
he
was
put
a good
That's
throw.
a strike.
Good
So
throw,
anyway,
well covered.
So they go to spring training. Jeff Ballard's a Stanford guy. My brother's a Stanford guy. And Ballard's like,
older.
Whenever you, yes.
Yeah.
He's like, when you get called up, let me know. I have a townhouse. You can come crash with me.
Yep.
Just let me know. Well, the Orioles stink this year. And Mike's doing well at AAA. And you know it's just a matter of time.
Hagerstown?
He was at Rochester. Hagerstown was AA, Rochester.
Yep,
so Mike gets called up. Like 3 guys get called up. 3 guys get sent out.
First and 10.
When Mike gets called up, Ballard gets sent.
Oh, no way.
So Mike's like, I don't know where I'm going to live now. So all of a sudden he's like, okay, this is good. I'm in the big leagues and I'm homeless because the guy I was going to live with just got sent out.
We flip-flopped.
So he gets to the big league and there's like a note with the clubhouse guy with a key. He's like, here's the address, here's the key, you can stay at my place.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No way.
So that's where I lived in Ballard's place for like 3 years.
Oh, that is too funny.
So then he comes to visit one time. I don't know what he's in town for, and he's telling this
First
story.
and 10.
And they're talking. Should we talk about the football game, or can I keep telling baseball?
This is great.
So
first and 10, 5 wide receivers.
So these are like 2 big league pitchers. Oh, good
Pressure
move.
up, Mike.
Good move. Oh, they got a hold. It's coming
Yeah,
back.
Don't call
Is that Braden on the tackle? Nice play, Braden.
Don't call
Stopped by
that.
number 39.
Holding
That was a good.
against
Montorsville got somebody
Lewisburg.
down. Who's slow getting up? Or is he
Yeah.
just mad?
Holding against Lewisburg.
Yeah,
Cramp, maybe?
Kind of cramped or rolled that ankle a little bit as he's going to come out of the game. But
All right, so these two big league pitchers sitting in the living room, and me, of
Yep,
course.
yep,
Me,
yep.
And they're talking about, I said, well, Ballard at the end had been sent to the bullpen. And they're talking about when you come in out of the bullpen and you got nothing.
Yeah.
And as a starter, Mike's like, well, some days you have your worst, some days. And Ballard goes, yeah, because when you know you're going to be in there for 7 innings, you got time to work it out. He goes, when you're coming in to face maybe one guy, you'd like to see a little snap out of your slider.
too funny.
But he's a good guy.
Long story short,
And he's
so
like
yeah,
engineering
yeah.
something.
No, they
He's
have
a bright dude.
Smart. They have a family business out in Billings, Montana, and they've been doing it for a long, long time. And it's they do a lot with natural gas. They do a lot with coal. They do a lot of, and they have it in.
Because Mike was an economics major. He was one of those like a typical major, and Billings was like chemical engineering or something, or Ballard was.
No, he's off the charts.
Yeah, he's a bright dude.
First down, and we're going to call it, it says 10, but it's more like 30. As a double pump, and no, that's going to be incomplete.
I like that, though. They got Marco's out there all by himself on an island. He was in good coverage, but if it's, what is it, 2nd and 26, 29? 2nd and 29, so why not?
No,
why not throw it up there? And
I think it's like 2nd and 39.
No, because that's 10, that's 20, it's 29.
You think?
Yeah.
All right.
So, anyway, but, take a shot. You got one-on-one, what's the worst that's going to happen? Marco Polizzi, by the way, is going to be a heck of a baseball player.
Take a shot. The commentators are talking about baseball.
3
wide receivers will go to the top. Empty backfield again. 2nd down, and Mark said it was 20-something, but I think it's more like 40.
Did he catch that?
No.
He caught it on a bounce.
And it wasn't intended for him.
No, it was not.
Number 10, Jacob Hernandez, incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Brings up 3rd and a long ways to go.
Well, this will, when people pick up the newspaper, well, it won't be tomorrow. It'll be Monday. Or when people get the tweets or the whatever, that
that's kind of like, I wrote an article today, whatever, but, oh, man, I threw some jabs about that airport. Sorry, had to.
Which airport?
Our airport.
What were we jabbing?
Nothing. I can't.
No,
say.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's just that's a little carrot. Quick throw over the
Oh,
middle.
oh, intercepted.
Intercepted, and
Nick?
they're going to say it is.
Nick Reeder.
Reeder, good for him. So, turnover.
No, I want to hear about this article. What'd you say?
Oh, nothing. I just.
It will be first and 10, Montoursville.
When we went to California, whenever we fly, usually we don't fly a whole lot.
Right.
If my dad's picking up the tab, absolutely, we'll fly, whatever. But, so when we go out to Cali, yes, or if we go out west, we will always go out of State College. And, and we've tried. IPT, I love IPT. We've tried. And,
it doesn't sound like you loved him today, but go ahead.
2 wide receivers to the top.
Montorsville still playing 4 wides.
Yep.
This is interesting.
A couple of guys in motion. And they're going to look to throw, and has some time. He's going to roll out into the pocket, looking, throws back to himself.
Marco.
And there's Marco. Picks up. I'm thinking it's going to be a first down.
Stopped by number 7, Shane Farmer.
I was kind of surprised with a 27-point lead under 10 minutes to go. I was surprised to see him stay wide and throw on first down. But anyway, so IPT, State College, keep going.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, when we went out to California, we decided to keep Jensen there for an extra week with my parents.
Okay.
And live large. My mom came back, and the plan was to go into IPT, but her flight, got changed because it's just been tough. It's been tough, and so, just threw a couple of jabs.
That's it? That's the end of your – there's no punchline. I'm ready.
No, there's plenty of punchlines. I'll dangle the carrot, man.
I got it. You're going to make me I understand.
Yeah, I'll probably get a few calls.
Renew my subscription. No, I get it. I get it.
A few calls and editor, maybe she didn't.
I'm the only guy. I'm the only person in the world who is more nervous in the airport than I am on the plane.
I agree.
Braden Brown, up the middle.
I love the fullback give.
pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 because
So he's your basketball player then, Brown?
he plays.
Yeah.
And he's not built like a basketball
I
player.
don't
He's built like a
recognize
little.
any of those guys with their helmets on.
And but he's a better he plays bigger than he is, shoots better than you would think.
Yep.
But the problem with me with airports and people that are afraid to get on the plane, I'm happy because if they cancel the flight, I can't do anything. It's not like when you're driving and you have options.
Yeah.
If they cancel the flight, they delay the flight, you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs.
Yep. What are you going to do? Pelizzi? Just going at his own pace. I'll tell you what, every time I see this kid play the game, I get more and more impressed with him.
Yeah, he is.
Stops the clock to move the chains. 8-10 and counting now. First, and we will call it 10 from the 18.
It is, I would suspect, too, if this was later in the season, you might see maybe a different quarterback. Oh, now you see Bukowski back deep in the eye.
Good, I like it.
But, they're still trying to play their way into shape.
Yep. Bukowski gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up 2, 3. Got to give a lot of love to
that is a good tackle.
Front 5. Those boys have really opened up some holes, and you hit it right on the head, Mark, earlier in the game when you just said, look, guys, we don't need you to dominate. We just need you to get a helmet on somebody and let Marco, let whoever do some things.
Garrick Feldman still playing hard.
Okay.
And, that's another one of the things you're looking at if you're Lewisburg's coaching staff. Like, who's still bringing it?
Yep.
We're down. Obviously tonight didn't go as well as they'd had hoped, but here we are, 4th quarter, and who's still lining up and hitting people?
Fenner in motion. Bukowski going to try to get to, there he goes. What another cut, and look at that guy scamper in.
They didn't give it to him? They didn't give it to him? Oh, he did give it to him.
Touchdown, and look at that sideline. They're pretty happy for that little guy.
That's next year. He is pretty good. He's pretty good.
Quick. So that's another touchdown for Montoursville. And next thing you know, Mark, and again, 40-7 with Fenner coming home to make the point after. But again, Lewisburg, just does not show how well they played.
Number 1, Isaiah Fenner.
No, Lewisburg played much better than the scoreboard's going to look.
And I would say that Montoursville, again, I wasn't here, but Montoursville's defense pretty solid tonight.
Yeah, Montour, again,
kick is good.
When you talk about, like, what you've lost from the year before, because in high school football you lose with graduation, the turnover is so constant. Montoursville lost, like, their whole linebacking core, and they lost a lot of defensive ends. But it doesn't mean the guys behind them don't have talent. They just didn't have a chance to get on the field yet. Conklin's going to have a monster season. Braden Brown's making plays. We've seen Warner. So, and now you've got these young defensive ends with Fisher and Cole Yonkin and Jaden Wilson. They're all sophomores. So
6:52 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Montoursville's on top, 41-7. We'll be back right after these messages.
5. The Fairfield 5 is 35. The Fairfield 5 is 35, and we're celebrating at all 5 locations across Central PA. 5 is 35. We're the Fairfield 5 for fantastic selection and service, and we're way past old enough to drive. The Fairfield 5 is 35. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
And welcome back to Montoursville. And hey, any chance you can talk to your athletics director, it just met her. Really nice. Good people here at Montoursville. But this speaker, oh my gosh, it's got to go.
It's so loud, isn't it?
It is so loud. And before you got here, they were playing jock jams of something. And Nick and I, we couldn't even catch up.
You know what I love? Every time I look over here, this thing looks great. Caringi's over here giving himself a migraine. I think the broadcast, I think it's good. No. He is such a perfectionist.
We got 3 compliments.
3.
That's it.
Well, no, that's us. It's not like the production team got all the compliments.
True.
There's not a bad return out near the
great
30-yard
return,
line.
great return. And we'll do our very best, folks, of giving some love out to some of the guys that'll be coming in and out of the game.
What I love here,
6:46.
Nick Caringi's, he's the wizard behind the curtain. His daughter Katie's working the camera.
She's great.
And she keeps just saying, Dad, leave me alone.
Yep.
Dad, like he's barking orders, and she just gives him that daughter, that hand, the stiff arm. Dad, I got it. I got it.
I'm a college grad. I went to St. Bonaventure, but I actually studied.
I did.
Yep.
I did.
Leave
I
me
wasn't
alone.
a jock
Yep.
with my, whatever.
Leave me
Speaking of
alone.
that, did you hear? I just read this quote the other day. Someone asked Joe Namath when he got to the NFL, they're like, hey, when you were at Alabama, did you take basket weaving? And he said his response was, no, I took journalism. I thought it was easier.
Oh, that's well done.
Isn't that great?
That's well done.
That is great.
That is well done.
I told that to Chris Massey, I
Okay.
think, and
he probably took that personally.
he probably did. I think he cried.
6:46 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Warriors are on top, 41-7, but Lewisburg has looked pretty good at times. Got some new numbers in there. That is number 45 as I go through my papers. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That is Jeremiah Davis. We have him listed as a 5'7", 165 freshman. It's good to see some of the guys getting a little love out there, Mark.
Rem Snyder with a tackle.
Yep.
Remy plays a little outfield for the Warrior baseball squad. I'm going to have to learn. So Nick Reeder's still out there, obviously, number 21. So I'll be learning numbers here quickly.
Yep. And
Who
again,
is
don't
19 is Ben Conrad. Oh, I coached him in Little League. Who's 8? 8 is David Kennedy's a freshman over here, number 8, the cornerback.
I know him.
He's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a good running back too. But
second down in 9. Going to go with the run again, and wow, who is that guy? The fumble, but the play is
Cade
down.
Framey's still in.
Oh,
Okay.
is that Frame?
That's Framey. Yeah.
Good kid.
By number 9, Caden Frame.
Knows pops.
He's good. I was too young. His little brother used to be a good baseball player. I don't think he plays anymore. But
Okay.
like Little League-wise, good arm, good swing. He was a catcher.
Okay. Family, big outdoorsy family. They do a
Yes.
lot of things in
They
they're
hunt
hunters.
and they wrestle.
No,
I
they're
think
hunters.
that's kind of what they do. They live off the land.
Yep, hunters
and
and gatherers and wrestlers.
hunters and gatherers and wrestlers.
5:15 in counting, fourth quarter, 41-7. Going wide, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Pressure up the middle as quarterback does his best to get to the original line of scrimmage. Wade has done a nice job tonight. Again, he's just a junior too, so a lot of their studs, Mark, just need some pieces around them, get some confidence. And again, new coaching staff, new head coach, and it's not like, Montoursville, as you said perfectly, they have a new coach, but it's the same regime, basically.
Yeah, so they'll just have to get better with check downs and kind of understanding, reading formations or reading defensive secondaries more or less, and just understanding, be able to take what they give you regardless of down and distance. Because he's been running for his life, and oh wow,
look at this.
That's Randall Cunningham-esque.
Yeah,
it's like a 90-yarder. All right, maybe not.
Yep. Down to inside the 20.
Helps the average.
Punt inside the 20.
It will be first and 10 Montoursville from their own 15-yard line.
4:12 left to go here in the fourth quarter. I ain't gonna lie to you, bud. Everybody went for their sweatshirts. I wear a vest 12 months out of the year. It could be 95 degrees. Everybody's making fun of me. Why are you wearing your vest? But I wish I had a parka. It's a little chilly.
Okay, I will say this. I don't understand
Long
why
pause.
Delane is still in the game.
Okay.
At 41-7 with 4 minutes to go,
Yeah.
why Eberhardt is not taking snaps now, I don't know. I want an explanation. Am I going to get one? No.
No.
But I would like one.
Backs are in the eye. First and 10.
I think
Ball is
Blackwell's
at the
deep.
15-yard line. And it looks like we are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well, Mark. Maybe you can waltzy down there and get some and start some drama. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week right here on WebWeeklyLive.com.
FastMaz Speed, Agility, and Quickness Camp. This is where we get it done. Improving everybody's quick turnover, everybody's agility, everybody in transitional sprints, all ages, all sports. You want it, we got it. Come to FastMaz.
Mark, want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors for helping making this possible. I would say got to give a lot of love out to our friends at Biters. We've talked about Biters a little bit here and there, but again, thank you. Thank you. We're going to get a lot more information out to you, start doing some commercials. It's early in the season for us, but thank you to the folks at Biters.
Also to the Rhode Armel Insurance Agency.
Good
right there in Loyalsock off Westminster Drive. And they did. That's Blackwell. Nice run, kid.
They heard
you. And there, Eberhard is in the game as the backup quarterback. He's a good basketball player.
Yes.
Eberhard is a very good basketball player. Hey, news that you needed to know. I'm just going to help you out with this.
Okay.
The New Hampshire governor was admitted to the hospital today with a bleeding ulcer. I know that was high on your your question mark list. I know you wanted to know of the health whereabouts of the New Hampshire governor. Bleeding ulcer.
And that is a notification that you get? Wow.
Hey, I'm in the loop.
You are
when
in the
stuff
loop.
happens, people want me to know.
No, I know. I thought that was, I don't know. Hey, 1st and 10. 3:35 and counting, as you said. Eberhard, the quarterback. Run up the middle, got some other guys in there. And, Mark, you're a Montoursville guy, so you can tell me who's
Blackwell carrying the ball again.
This is,
here comes Kennedy, so Kennedy's going to carry it here. This is where I, as a backup quarterback, as a sophomore, I was always like, you better let me throw one. Like, if we just come in here and grind the clock out, I'm going to be so obnoxious all week. So let me run one. So
I don't have many football stories, but yes, I did play for the Curtin Governors. Oh, we were tough.
The Governors?
We ran the ball. We ran the ball. I would say it ran the ball 101 out of 100 times. but Bobby Lynn, the official.
Okay,
he's the coach. And after this 2nd down and 4.
Here's Kennedy.
Little guy.
Get going, kid.
Look at that.
Get going, kid.
Oh, man. He had he had a lane. He got through there. So, anyways, instead of you see Eberhard coming over to get the play from his coach, we used to shuttle.
Yes.
And I remember, I think it was, I changed the play.
We got timeout, Lewisburg. We'll keep it right here and finish your story. So,
Thank you.
So you're the quarterback, or you're carrying the play?
No, I'm a wide receiver that we never throw the ball. And, so it was, I remember the call. It was supposed to be blue right, 3 ISO, with his just, 2 wide receivers to the right. We're just giving it to the tail black like we do every other time. And I changed it to blue right, 52, 7 bootleg, like a passing play that we only practiced. We never ran it a game. Well, anyways, they threw it my way.
And you reeled it in?
No, I did not. But 2 years from now, absolutely. Yeah, I caught it for a touchdown against Lyco Valley.
So what happened? What was Bobby's response?
I don't remember. I don't think it was good. Every time he officiates a game, we always choke about that, Mark, and it's funny. So, all the
– You really don't remember.
No. All the officials, Mark, seriously, basketball-wise, they like you. They like you because you're assistant coach.
You don't know that.
No. Now you're a head coach, and, dude, it's a total.
Is that what it is?
It's hard.
I did have one of the – I can't remember what his name is. And
they're cordial to you.
I was sitting on the bench when I was the JV coach. During a varsity game, my brother's head coach. He's up pacing back around. He's chirping, and I yell something to the ref, and he turns and looks at me. He goes, "I'll take it from the head coach, but I ain't taking it from you."
That's the greatest.
And I was just like, "All right, that's fair."
1st and 10 for Montoursville. Got some guys in there. There's the little guy up the middle again. Kennedy. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6.
So right now you're saying if you're Bryce Eberhard, you're calling, what was it, blue right,
blue right, 50Z curl 4 naked boot.
Okay, so that, and you give him total clearance to do that.
I think the coaching staff is either watching the game on their pilot or whatever, because I can't believe he's in it. They called a timeout.
They called a timeout and put him in. I think so.
So maybe they're calling.
They might be listening.
Second down and 5. Getting close to 2 minutes left to go in the game. Fullback give. I like it. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
And he
and now I'm going over and saying, okay, you made everybody else happy. We gave the fullback the ball. We've given the freshman the ball. Let me put it. Just a curl. I don't need to go deep. I'm not trying to score. I just give me a little quick out, something that I can get 1 for 1. Get a little,
or even just like down it. You know what I mean? Just 0 for 1. Now, do they call that an incomplete pass if you do down?
It's incomplete
Seriously.
Pass. Yep.
144 and counting. 41-7 Montoursville. Been all Warriors here in the second half. Eberhardt, get to the line. Sends a blue shirt in motion. Tailback give, and nice tackle. And again, a lot of heart from Lewisburg. They're still playing as they're kind of shuffling some bodies in and out. Pick up a 2.
And, of course, if you're the Montoursville coaching staff, you don't want to look bad like we're trying to run up the score.
Absolutely.
Because that's why you run a curl. Or you run something basic and you just kind of say to the other guy, I was giving my sophomore a chance to throw 1. At this point, nobody's screaming about that. But it would appear that that's not going to happen.
No.
As we are now we're under a minute to go. So we're like, now they're just going to take a knee. And this is where he's going to fake it and go deep. Oh, maybe not.
Eberhardt, 2-yard loss.
Yep, there it goes.
Yep.
So, did I ever tell you that story? Sean Landetta. You remember Sean Landetta?
Yeah, you got. Yeah, absolutely. You got 30 seconds.
He punted at Towson. He punted at Towson. My buddy.
Yep. I didn't know that.
Towson. Dave Maggott went to Towson too. Now he's in jail, serious? I think. So he's my buddy was a broadcaster.
I didn't know that. Did you just?
He's like. So it's a punt situation. He doesn't snap it. He takes a delay game penalty. The coach is like, what's he doing? He does it again. Yeah. The coach is screaming at him, and then he blasts it down for a fair catch. He comes off the sideline. The coach is like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm leading the nation in punting. I'm not killing my average. That is a true story.
Way.
When he was at Towson. He took 2 delay game penalties so he didn't hurt his average.
That's crazy.
All right, there we go.
All right. Okay, awesome. All right, so there it is, Mark. Montoursville Warriors, impressive fashion. They pick up the win, 41-7. Kudos to Lewisburg. It was good to see them. And I'll tell you what, it was a nice night here at Memorial Stadium.
It's always a nice night here at Memorial Stadium when the home team wins.
Amen. Let's take a quick timeout, and then when we come on back, we get to pick some players of the game.
Yes, we do. Let's do it.
All right. Be right back, folks.
King Kong is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink. King Kong is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink. King Kong.
Oh man, drink energy. King Kong energy.
The best drink you can drink.
If you want the energy, King Kong energy drink is the one you're gonna have to choose.
Is the best drink you can drink. It is the best drink you can drink.
King Kong with Big Snoop Double G.
King Kongin. Look at this. Family just got a whole order of King Kongin, like 5 or 6 cases. My mom loves it. My dad loves it. The whole family, all ages. King Kongin energy drink keeps you going all day.
Yeah, welcome back. End of the game here as Montoursville gets around their coach and feeling good about life, as they should. They're on top, 41-7. And Mark, we got something new here. We got Road Armor Insurance Players of the Game. I'll tell you what, I think we just said you get one, I get one. And
so I was player of the game?
No, go ahead. Sure.
Oh.
I got one for you.
Well, we'll go first. We'll go on the Montoursville side. We'll give it to James Bukowski, who
I like it.
83. I think the first touchdown was 83 yards. Then he had another one out of the back, 2 receiving touchdowns. Then he had the little scamper at the end. He didn't have a lot of volume of touches, but when he did, he made them count. And his all-purpose yards. And and he is a little kind of like maybe that third down, that threat out of the backfield to complement Palizzi, and he's gonna be a problem for a lot of defenses this year.
He is, and I would say that he's a change of base. He's more of a scat back, but no, he's the real deal. He played well. I'm no longer allowed to play high school fantasy football, but if I was, I definitely would have picked him up. Mark, I'm going to go with, obviously, I want to give a little love to the Lewisburg team as well. And I thought that Ethan Dominic played a great game on both ends of the field. That is number 9. Again, the senior, he was a good, hard runner. And then he also picked up some nice tackles. And he's a good kid, good athlete. And life is good. And they're going to need him. Just because he's a senior.
And I think Wade Young played well, too. He battled. He was under heat all night, and he kept battling. He's athletic. He's mobile. He made some throws. And as this team gets more comfortable with the system and the season gets longer, they're gonna do some really good things on offense because they got players.
Let's talk a little bit about Montoursville. That was a good win for these boys. Kind of a slow start, but they found a way to, take care of business. It's hard not to look ahead, and also hard to look at this Lewisburg team on paper. But at the same time, they're going to have a tough one next week, traveling all the way up to Jersey
They go to Jersey Shore, and this is kind of, this is where the rubber meets the road. And I assume Jersey Shore beat Bellefonte last week, like 59-0. I know
they're the real deal.
I know they made the state finals last year and got behind early and almost rallied to win. And I'm sure they graduated some kids, but I know the Hess kid is back.
He's a good player.
And they've got. I knew talking. I'm friends with one of the coaches up there, and he told me like we're going to be good for a while. We got kids coming and.
The culture.
They got it going on. So Montoursville, unfortunately, that was kind of the local game last year that needed to take place, but it got chopped because of COVID at the end of the year.
I remember.
So we never got to play it. So this is good. It's good early season. It should be good weather because it's still early September, and this is what high school football is all about, and it will be packed up at Thompson Street next week. Like, it will be crazy.
I hope we get the call next week.
I think we are. I think we are.
Good. We'll work on that. But folks,
unless we got fired.
That's a good possibility, too. Caringi hasn't smiled the whole second half.
Caringi is not his – when he gets home – hey, Katie just texted, like, Mom, pretend you're sleeping. That's what she said. Pretend you're sleeping when Dad gets home. It's not going to be happy. You do, guys. Hey, this guy, he does a great job.
Yes, he does.
He is just a perfectionist, and
it's no secret what he does for a living. And kudos to him. Kudos to everybody over there on the hill because seriously, that was great to get that World Series in this year.
I've talked about
think it was going to happen.
I didn't either. The older I get, the more there are things that are just great television, like swimming. Olympic swimming is a great television event. The Little League World Series is a great television event.
It's unbelievable. We watched just about, if not most, if not all of the games.
It is hard. Great. Like, you watch a big league game, and it's like, but it's longer, and it's bigger, and it's different. Like, Little League games are so consumable on the television. It is such an event.
Good stuff. So, Mark, we're going to go ahead and kind of kick things back and, kind of wrap things up for tonight. But good to see you in person. Good to see Nick in person. It's been a long time. So the final score for the final time, we'll go ahead and kick it on out of here, Mark. So the Warriors are victorious. They win 41-7 over Lewisburg. For Mark Messina and Nick Caringi and also his daughter,
Katie.
Thanks for coming out, Katie. My name's Jamie, and hope to see you next week.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Have a great one.